Hello, hello.
Hi.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Any moment now. Hey, everybody. Ron and Celeste, you guys let us know when you can hear us.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, you can hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, just not in our headphones. Can you hear
Oh,
yourself?
I can't. No, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a little bit different.
We
What
have-
did those weekend crews do with all the gear out here, Ron? We got gremlins up in here in the weekend.
Oh, my gosh, for sure. Hey, thanks for starting your morning with us here on Fox 10 Talks. We got a bunch of really great stories to share with you. This could be interesting. Right now, we don't have any sources. Okay, but there is a story today about a naked man who apparently law enforcement was getting all kinds of phone calls in saying, in essence, hey, there's a naked dude riding on top of a train, kind of surfing on top of a train like he thinks he's in some kind of an Old West movie, Celeste.
Yeah, it's a pretty bizarre story. This is a look at the man in question that police are saying apparently had the ride of a lifetime, apparently. And interesting as well that I think he was in his birthday suit, so he was
Yes.
celebrating something.
Okay, I was debating whether to use naked or nude, and you went straight to birthday suit, Celeste. So that is great. Let me just pull this up. Okay.
Oh, we can hear now.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my
Everything's
goodness.
working again. Also today on FTT.
Kyle, thank
we
you.
also have the FDA's apology in the cyclosporia. Why am I having a problem with this? I had it down last week, Celeste.
Did you say it 10 times?
Cyclosporiasis,
Yes.
thank you, case with...
Explosive diarrhea.
Okay, there's
Yeah.
Trenton. Oh, we just opened your mic. What'd you say?
Explosive diarrhea,
That's a
Ron.
lot
And
easier
from
to
that-
say, Ron.
Yeah.
Okay, Trenton, from that, we're actually going to move on to your story. Yeah, Trenton joins this morning.
Sorry for bursting through there.
He's a writer, you can tell.
I know. You have been kind of looking into this story of the naked guy riding the train.
Incredible.
By the way, Trenton, let me just pull up a map here. Nope.
We don't have it.
Okay, stand by. We're going to get you that map in a moment. But, Trenton, you have been looking into it. What can you tell us?
So this didn't happen in Arizona, but it did involve an Arizona man. This happened in Sedgwick County, Colorado. There we go. Way
Look
on
at that.
the
Okay.
corner.
Yeah.
So he's riding on top of the train?
Yeah. So Daniel Ray Balance, what a great name, of Quartzsite,
Balance.
Arizona. Balance. So the reports, what they say initially happened is that he's believed to have boarded onto a Union Pacific train,
Okay.
that no one was there. He smashed through the window, was able to get into the cabin there, started up the train, so knew what he was doing, got the train rolling down the tracks, and set it in a way where it was able to go through some of the towns there. And how police were alerted were they started getting calls that there is a naked man on top of the train, surfing, if you will, and yelling at the top of his lungs and screaming, getting people's attention.
Do we know what he was screaming and yelling?
We don't,
Or
but
was it something like, get me off of here?
No, I think it was
It's cold.
Yahoo.
It's cold out here.
Yeah.
Yahoo.
Incredible what had happened. I kind of think of Dr. Strangelove as he's going down with the atomic bomb and waving his hat around. It's
Yeah.
just amazing slim pickings
Now,
there. So.
Celeste, here's the situation. Trenton has utilized AI. We work with Gemini to give us a view of what this looked like with the naked guy on the
Oh,
train.
wow.
A reimagining, if you will.
Do we dare actually roll it here?
Gemini
I
had
guess.
fun with this one, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Spared no expense
Without
here at Fox.
further ado.
Colorado, this is for the love of vodka, beer, and banjos. Hey, Colorado, this is for the love of vodka, beer, and banjos.
So some of the comments there at the end. It said, following his arrest, deputies noted that Balance openly expressed his fondness for vodka, beer, and playing the banjo.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All
Okay.
right. So,
Incredible.
Well, he loves, clearly a man who loves music.
Loves the outdoors.
He loves the outdoors.
Yeah.
And he.
and exhibitionism.
Well, you know, he likes a nice drink, a libation,
Yeah.
you know, just enjoy.
yeah.
A good tune.
And do we know where he's from? We just say an
Quartzsite.
Arizona man. Oh, from Quartzsite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well,
what was the train? Was it like hauling just, do we know what the train may have been hauling?
Yeah. No details yet on the load, but he was sure excited about it.
Wow.
we think. All right, Trenton. That's great.
Incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really
It's a
is.
crazy story.
It is.
He's now the most famous guy in
Right.
Quartzsite.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
Arizona, for that matter.
the legend that has to come from that,
Yeah.
the day that Balance surfed the train. I
man.
mean,
How's he going to top this one next time?
that's what I want to know.
I'm just glad he kept his balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Indeed. So he's still waiting his initial appearance. I mean, we will see if we can find more on Daniel Balance's reasoning there. But
Balancing act.
yeah, what's next?
We should have him on the podcast.
Cross promotion. Yeah.
Promote.
Yeah. There's a life lesson there, I think.
knew we were going to be out of control on that one. All right, Trenton.
Amazing. Thank you, guys.
All right. On to our next story this morning, and it has to do with, we salute our firefighters over and over again. And I don't know if you saw this story, but it was hot enough over the weekend, more humid than anything else. It was 96, I think, on Saturday and 93 on Sunday, but the humidity in the heat of the day was enough that two firefighters trying to put this fire out, Celeste, in an area around Scottsdale Road and Thomas. It was yesterday, as I say, heat of the day between around 4 and 5 p.m. A couple of firefighters had to go to the hospital for heat exhaustion. So it's just a reminder of the great work that they do, but they've got to be, in full turnouts. They got to have all their gear, and they did what they could. And so often when it does happen, it's more a matter of trying to also save. First, you got to be concerned that everybody got out alive.
Yes.
And that did happen. Now, the sad part of this, by the way, the sad part of it is that the two dogs died in the fire. The family's pets did not make it out of there in time.
Wow.
But again, a big salute to our Scottsdale firefighters there.
Those flames were just absolutely wild.
Hey, I've just heard that the governor is speaking, and of course the election is tomorrow. She's running unopposed, but let's listen in for a minute. It's happening live.
Delivered for Arizonans, and that includes Latino families. And when I go across the state, whether I'm talking to Democrats or Republicans, whites or Latinos, rural or urban communities, I'm hearing the concerns about higher costs, about securing the border, about protecting our water, creating good paying jobs, and those are the things I'm focused on delivering on, and I will continue to do that for every Arizona family.
What about Prop 314, the measure that would allow police to enforce immigration laws? Are you telling DPS not to enforce it?
As governor, it is my job to enforce the law, and I am confident that our state troopers are going to enforce that law while still upholding people's rights and without prejudice. Since I took office, I've been focused on border security. We've interdicted over 18 million fentanyl pills at the border. We've seized over 1,000 illegal weapons, and we've built relationships across the state that are helping us go after crime. And we've done all of that without the kind of tactics that create fear and mistrust in our communities and put Arizonans and law enforcement at risk. That is my approach to 314, and I can tell you that public safety for every Arizonan will continue to be a top priority for our state troopers.
Well, Governor Katie Hobbs speaking there, and I'm sure we'll have her again as a guest, Celeste, once we get closer to the November election. She's already been a guest of ours twice.
Yeah, she's been three times. Yeah, 3 times she's been on, and it's really a wonderful opportunity that we get, and if you're able to watch, many of you in the chat, you ask questions of her, and we ask them for you, and it's a really great opportunity for them to give like a long form interview, and kind of share their thoughts thoughts on all kinds of different topics that we may not be able to get into during the actual newscast.
I have a feeling that we are going to be seeing more and more events like that. And once Republicans and whoever wins on the gubernatorial side there, from whoever that nominee is, we'll see more and more events like that. And that's the beauty of Fox 10 Talks. When it happens live, we just go to it.
That's right.
All right. Now, there is a big story that we have been following out of Tucson, and it is it's difficult to have to share. I'm sure you heard the headline from over the weekend. We've got a few more details. Now, it apparently happened at about 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday night, going into Sunday morning, and it was a mass shooting, and 9 people are hospitalized in critical conditions. So, number one, grateful that there were no fatalities originally. But when you have that many people in the hospital and they appear to be in bad shape, Celeste, we'll just kind of keep the prayers going, hoping that everybody survives. But it happened right in the heart of the downtown area. And, we had a chance to kind of talk to people who were there at the time, as well as local police. Here's some of that.
It was like one guy being an aggressor and the other two kind of pulling him back, not wanting their friend to get in a fight. I said, he has a gun, and nobody moved, and I had to grab my cousin and we dipped. And as soon as we bent the corner, shots fired.
How many did you hear?
4 or 5. 4 or 5, and my cousin heard 6.
So there you go. And we also heard from a police spokesman there saying this is sort of the hopping night spot in downtown. There's a pizza joint there. There's a movie theater. And nobody apparently saw it coming, but there can be late on Saturday night going into early hours of Sunday morning, a lot of people there.
Yeah, and we had a comment from former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords early this morning. If you recall, if you've been here a number of years, more than a decade at least, if you recall, there was a mass shooting down at a grocery store where Giffords was having a campaign event on a Saturday morning, and similar type of situation, and she was shot, and she kind of shared her thoughts about this as well, and just her heartbreak for what's happening in the city of Tucson. But with the Giffords event, that was also in the city of Tucson.
Yeah, it was a Congress on Your Corner event, and that's certainly a dark moment in Arizona history. All right, so we're going to shift gears a little bit. We have a hazy mystery cam preview. Where is it this hazy?
It's a mystery. We'll be right back.
Holy cow, Celeste. Now, is it just my imagination, or did it get smokier in the last 2-minute break?
Well, I think what's going to happen is it's by the time we bring this back to you at about 10:30,
it's gone.
You're going to be like, I don't know, it's some city on planet Earth. We have no idea. But here we want to give plenty of you a shout out because we know you guys join in the chat, and we have had more people watching online and joining the chat. And so we have a Christine Carroll. Good morning to you, my friend. Thomas Favala, Charles David. I haven't seen you in a while in the chat. It's good to see you. And Deborah, of course, Deborah Owens, and Patrick Perry, who's already has a few guesses out there, as well as Be Kind Forever. So we love that you guys are joining us. If you're on television and watching, you can go to YouTube, go to Fox 10 Phoenix, go to the live button. It'll take you right to where we're at right now, and you can chat with us in the chat box. Got a great guest coming up, and you can ask questions, and we'll ask them for you.
We have an interactive show.
Yes, we
may
do.
have a not very good mystery cam, but we have. There it is. One last. Get your. Think about it now, like Celeste just said, because I feel so bad for. Really, it's from Minnesota across through Illinois, Michigan.
It looks like
Ohio,
rain or snow, though. Do you see at the bottom of the screen? You can see something fleeting across.
Ooh,
So it might be. It actually may be rain or snow.
Hey, you might have just caught the image of Mike O'Neill there for a moment. Here he
Yeah,
is.
hey, Mike.
Mike is
Morning.
a longtime political analyst here in the Valley. What's your, as you look ahead to primary election day tomorrow, and do you think all the talk about mail-in voting is going to impact people's decision to in-person vote perhaps this time around instead of mail-in voting?
Well, I think what the effect of that has been very clear, and it's partisan. You have Donald Trump saying you can't trust mail-in votes. So a lot of his people believe him, and they vote in person. And that's why when we look at the mail-in votes that comes in, and very often, especially if it's sent in late, is counted at the very end. That's why we have this trend that the day of election is more Republican. And as you count the later mail-in votes, it becomes more Democrat. Perfectly predictable. Your Republican president says don't count on mail-in vote. By the way, that's the exact opposite of what it used to be. In the old days, when mail-in votes was very small, it was called absentee voting. You needed an excuse.
Right.
And it tended to be Republican business people who are traveling out of state. And so the mail-in, I remember the first election that I covered in this state was 1980, Barry Goldwater. It was 1 a.m. I was on another station, and Barry Goldwater was losing his last election. And about 1 a.m., I went to the news director, and I think he was still behind.
Yeah.
And I said, I think he's going to pull this out.
Because of those mail-in.
Because of the mail-in votes, which were heavily Republican, and that's what happened.
We were just chatting a moment during the break and talking about the state of politics in Arizona. Kind of give us your thoughts as you kind of look independent, Republican, where we lie as we head on in.
Yeah, well, look at basic numbers. We've got 28% of the electorate is Democratic. 35% is Republican. There's another 35% who are independent. You look at that and you say, well, we're a Republican state. That basically is true. Well, why are the Democrats winning? Because if you take that 35% Republican ballpark, 20% of that is MAGA, Trump loyalists. 15% is what I would call traditional conservative Republicans. We're talking people like John McCain, Jeff Flake, John Kyle. Okay, and a lot of those folks are somewhat reticent to vote for the more extreme MAGA candidate, which is exactly, so the MAGA faction is dominant. And by the way, it's 20 to 15. It's probably even wider than that in Republican primary voters. And you look at the commercials that people are running.
Right.
Everybody's trying to say, I'm endorsed more by Trump than you are. I'm more MAGA than you are.
Yeah,
that works great in the primary.
Right.
And it's deadly in November, and that's why we are still a Republican state. About a Republican +7 is the natural thing. Why did, in this still Republican state, not a purple state, why did Democrats run the gamut? on statewide elections. That's
exactly right.
because
What
the
happened?
Republicans elected MAGA candidates they got most of the Republican votes, but the independent votes are very malleable. They could go either way, and the independent votes are 50-50, but they're not terribly MAGA. So that's what's happened here in the last.
Any indication which way they're going to go this time? If it is an off-year election.
Yeah, well, the first thing, this is the elections that have been held in the last year. So we got a baseline in Arizona of, let's say, generic Republican against generic Democrat. In a normal year, Republican wins by 7%. But, and a MAGA candidate, not as good as that. But what has happened in the last year, the Democrats have been beating the spread by an average of 10%. That is an extraordinarily high number, and even the most optimistic Democrats don't think they're going to do that well. But they're clearly going to do better than the baseline. So some races that would normally be a toss-up tend to be lean Democrat. And even, for example, among the congressional races, there's one race, 1 and 6 are the toss-up races. We know that because those are absolute toss. 6 is Schweikert. I'm sorry, 1 is Schweikert's district. It's an even district, and it's got knowing because Schweikert's running for governor.
Well, let's talk about it here. I mean, it is Amish Shah, Marlene Galan Woods, two fairly prominent names in Democratic Party circles.
Very much so. Now, the extraordinary thing there, when we were off camera, I was mentioning there's almost no polling available on this. The only one I saw in this race goes back to February, so it's to be not terribly trusted. But she was beating him. I'm sorry, she was behind him. He was ahead by 3-1. And the extraordinary thing that nobody really understands, she got an endorsement by the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Normally, they don't involve themselves in primary elections, and it's kind of a head-scratcher why that is. Maybe there's private polling that they've done that shows that she's stronger than that. I think it suggests she has some pretty good connections in Washington, but it's really a head scratcher because usually they don't get involved until we have a
Let's
nominee.
talk about some of these other races. We still have about 3 minutes. Go ahead. Superintendent here, Tom Horn, Kimberly Yee. What do you think?
She was the lead Republican vote getter in the last election. She's currently state treasurer. I think this is a case where, Tom Horn's been around forever, and the question is probably a little more well-known than she is for that reason. Is Tom Horn past his sell-by date is kind of the question.
Oh, yeah. We've heard that before.
Yeah.
That could be the question.
He had some scandals that he survived, but she was, like I said, the lead vote getter in the last election.
Let's talk AG.
Yeah. Everybody
Glassman,
trying
Peterson.
This is like, who is more MAGA than thou is what all the commercials are. They're nasty. The big winner out of that, I think, is Chris Mays. And the nastier this gets, whoever wins that is going to come out weakened. But again, we're a Republican plus 6 or 7% state. Chris Mays, I think, has been a very popular attorney general, but there is there's that innate Republican advantage, but countervailing that, there's the fact that this is likely to be a Democratic wave election. Those two kind of cancel out, suggesting a close race.
You bring up Chris Mays. Interesting because I feel like Democratic women in this state have done well over the years. I think of Janet Napolitano for whatever reason, and then Hobbs is elected as well. I think Chris Mays has done a great job in terms of bringing to the forefront what she's done in terms of work. She's with the media, not talking politics or partisan or what she's actually done in terms of work, but she's done a great job, spotlighting her work so that the public knows that she's actually doing something.
And she doesn't have to face a nasty primary. That's an indication of her popularity and incumbency.
Yeah.
Speaking of nasty primaries, what about the congressional district out in the East Valley? Where do you see this thing headed?
Well,
Keenan versus Lamb.
I don't know who gets the nomination, but I know whoever does wins the election. That's a deeply Republican district.
Right.
Lamb, there's been some serious scandals that may kibosh his. I think otherwise he had a cakewalk.
I like a guy who uses kibosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Once in a
too.
while.
Yeah.
But that is a heavily Republican district. Even a wave Democratic year, whoever wins that primary is elected to Congress.
You know, if we could go back to the Horn and the Yee race, someone has a question up here. Thomas Favola says age limits. Have you ever looked into that polling in terms of what people feel about, Arizona voters feel on age limits for offices?
Not specifically Arizona, but I think there is a sentiment that we have far too many octogenarians elected, but the same people who at one point will say we're electing people who are too old, go back to familiar names when they vote. All those folks are getting reelected. Most of them are getting reelected because they're in safe districts.
Okay.
So in that district, for example, whoever gets that nomination will be elected and probably can have that seat for as long as they want it. That's the big seat, I believe. And he could have gotten reelected to Congress forever.
So you think Lamb can survive this particular scandal? He does have the Trump endorsement.
The Trump endorsement is worth a lot in the Republican primary.
Okay.
Now, you know, and that's a heavily, you know, I would get, but I'm telling you, I'm out of my element in terms of numbers here. I'm making a wild guess that his persona being far more well known than an unknown challenger would give him the advantage. But those scandals cut pretty deep, so it's a guess.
Interesting, right? It has been interesting to watch as well as the ads and the commercials, the one on Yee from Horn and how that may have affected the race moving forward as well. That was controversial.
They're nasty, and you ask people, they say, "Well, I hate all these nasty commercials, but look at that." You know, SOB, look what he did, you know? And where did they get that information? They got that information from the
You know what's great about Mike when he comes in? He's the most laid-back guy. You know, you can visit with him out in the green room
he's
area.
hanging out.
He comes in here, and he is charged up.
He's fired up.
Yeah. For everybody who
I've
hasn't
lived
voted
politics
yet.
my whole life. Yes. It's a great sport.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for coming in, buddy. It's
bet.
good to see you. Oh, my goodness.
All right, so here it is. What's left of this particular community?
There's a storm
Dina.
happening.
Oh, Dina's cracking me up. Okay, so where do you suppose it is? And coming up, we're live with TMZ. They're digging into this sudden apology from the FDA on the whole cyclosporiasis.
There you go, Ron. You're
Say it
getting
3
it, buddy.
times fast.
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. 10:30 this morning. Many of you have some great ideas on where this could be. I mean, Thomas Brown says it could be London, Ron.
Yeah, what was that movie about the Great London Fog? Where people couldn't even, literally people were running into each other in traffic.
When I think of London Fog, though, I think of the coat company. That's what I think of.
Good.
Clothing and fashion. Ron thinks of storms.
Well, the thing about it is, it does look like it's raining there. I mean, shouldn't that kind of help to clear out the air? Anyway, Celeste, what do you think?
So let's see. There's some really good guesses. Appalachian Trail area, Thomas Favola says. Illinois, Linda Monterth. I think I'm going to go with Indiana, just for fun.
Okay. Louis says it could be Texas or Oklahoma. Be Kind Forever is saying there are a lot of fires in Northern California, so maybe it could be Oregon. There are fires up there, too, or South Dakota. The Dakotas have been hit pretty hard. I think I am going to go, because it's spread so much across the east, I think I'm going to go Tennessee, just because I can see a few layers of hills and trees.
And let's see. Paul Humphrey says Spain. And so here is your guess answer.
Okay.
Orion, Illinois.
Oh, did you guess Illinois?
No,
right.
Well, did I? I can't remember. What's my name? No, it's like you're doing 20 things at once. But we've got Deborah Owens with Wisconsin and Burger Boy with Michigan. But I think it was Deborah who said Illinois.
Yeah.
So great job. I was saying Indiana. That's what it was.
Oh,
Indiana.
yes. You were so close, Celeste.
All right. That was great. Congratulations to all the winners.
We also like to have a little bit of fun on this show. I mean, we talk the breaking news, we talk the politics.
We talk the naked guy who's on the train balancing.
I know. I was so nervous when Trenton said he had some AI video of what it must have looked like. We got through that okay, Big Dave. I know he was sweating bullets, too. Anyway, all right, let's talk just a little bit about the facts, Celeste. If you are ready, our TV poll question today was excellent. It had to do with
fortune cookies.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. So, do you eat the cookie? It's delicious, or it's National Fortune Cookie Day? Mm-hmm. I feel like the only time I get them is when I go to Panda Express.
I know, me too.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, actually, Ron, there's a great, throw your favorite Chinese food restaurant in the chat.
Oh, that's a good one.
I have a favorite Chinese food restaurant. I have a few, actually.
Yeah.
But one actually has a special part in my heart.
Oh, my.
It's called Golden Gate.
Okay.
And it's on, in the East Valley. It's right off of Price Road. And I think it's either Baseline or Southern, one of the two. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I used to go there with my grandparents, my nana and tata when I was little. And I just went there a couple weeks ago with my mom.
Okay.
I took her to a doctor's appointment, and she's like, do you want to go have Chinese food? And so we went to Golden Gate, and it's so good. It's extremely reasonable.
Oh, good.
And it is just the cutest little place. They've got fish tank and everything inside.
Well, they got a place out in Mesa called China Buffet. That's really good. I haven't been there in a while, but it's also good on the reasonable price scale. But do you eat the cookie, or do you pass?
I usually eat the cookie.
I do too.
Yeah.
Not that it's a favorite at all.
But it's
I would never go to the store and buy them, but it's sitting there,
and it's part of the experience. The crack of the cookie. The cookie crack, Ron.
Well, the funny thing about it is, Celeste, let me take just a moment to show off one of my grandkids. That's sweet Ava Jane. Just had her 10th birthday. She is a ballerina in the works. I'm telling you, she is amazing. So when she got her fortune cookie the other day at Panda.
So beautiful, Ron.
And I think it says something like it's a little... Hang on. I want to make sure I'm reading it correctly, Celeste.
Okay, go up and read it. Read her fortune.
The world is ready for your many talents. Don't hold back.
And she's not holding back.
And I said, Ava Janey, you got to hold on to that one.
Oh, my goodness.
So at least I got the picture.
So great. Okay, so we also have, Ron, some other ideas. China Rainbow says Deborah Owens is her place. Sing High.
Yeah.
Thomas Favola says Chenin Walk. Says Professor Kleinman, GCC. So we've got some good ideas in here. Oh, Bobo China off of Grand has the best Chinese in their opinions. Jared of Sonora says.
Wow.
So yeah, good responses here. Dragon Palace in North Phoenix.
Oh, this is great, you guys.
Yeah, good ideas.
I love it.
Thank you.
Hey, by the way, Celeste, we should just alert everybody. It was on this day that we went to the moon.
Wow.
And it still kind of gives me goosebumps.
I can't believe this is the first time we've tackled this topic. We went all through 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., and this is the first time we're talking about it.
This is what's beautiful about Fox 10 Talks. 57 years ago, do you remember where you were when man landed on the moon? I think that they probably were most excited about that little go-kart, that buggy.
Yeah.
They flew all the way up there. Not only did they get to the moon, but they had the go-kart all set and ready to go, and then they're bouncing across the moon. It must have been the most incredible feeling.
I think that they prayed they had communion on the moon too, Ron. Did you know that?
Yes, there was a. Well, if I remember, there was an earlier Apollo moonshot that was up there around Christmas time, and they read the Christmas story straight from the Bible.
That's so wonderful.
So, have you decided would you ever go into space or not? And would you go to the moon? Would you, if there was like a place up in space that you wanted to go?
Oh, gee,
and
that's a good
time was no
question.
object. You could live for 1,000 years or whatever.
I'd go to Venus because women are from Venus, Ron.
Oh, and men are from Mars. Let's get some confirmation on that from Eric Wilson, everybody. Hello, Eric. Would you ever travel in space, buddy? What's that?
Oh, he's muted.
Oh, hold on one second, buddy. I think you're muted. It said. Do you have a mute button or somebody there helping you out? Oh, he's like, there, we got you.
There you go. Now he's good.
How about now?
Now we got you loud and clear. Yeah.
There we go.
Would you go to the moon or anywhere else?
Yes,
You
but
would.
I'm not from Mars. I'm from Philly, so.
Where would you go? Would you go just to like circle the moon, or would you want to land somewhere?
I mean, I guess there's only certain places you can go, right? I guess I would want to go to Mars, be one of the first people.
Well,
yeah.
You know, as a kid who grew up in the 60s, I do remember in the backyard trying to make with aluminum foil and cardboard my own rocket.
Yes.
As a 7-year-old that I could hopefully someday lift off. I would go to Saturn. Because those rings of Saturn are totally fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever own a Saturn?
No, I haven't even owned a Kia.
What about you? What about you? Own a Saturn, Eric?
I had a Kia. I did have a Kia.
There you go.
Good.
See?
Eric has to brace himself for coming onto our show because you never know.
He's like, what is happening?
All right, buddy.
Good.
What's on your plate today there at TMZ?
Well, it's a mess. I just got back from vacation, so I've been gone for 2 weeks. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much.
Oh, we did, actually.
So I'm back.
Where were you? Let's hear the 411. Where were you?
I just needed 2 weeks to readjust my nervous system and get back to some reality. I read some books, went to some parks, did some shopping, got caught up on chores. Yeah, it was nice. It was very relaxing.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's talk about the big stories of the day today. And I know there are a couple that this whole, the explosive diarrhea thing, I think that people are still trying to figure out what the backstory is. We thought we had it all nailed down. Now, apparently, we don't.
Yeah, so the FDA said that it was linked partially back to Taylor Farms, a farm in Mexico. They said that they got a positive for a parasite from some of the lettuce they tested from them. Now they're saying it's a false positive, and they're apologizing to Taylor Farms for saying that they were, kind of the people that started this whole diarrhea fiasco. So as of right now, yeah, they're still looking into it. We don't know where the poop started, I guess. I don't know.
We're going to get you the straight poop on this story. But Eric,
hopefully they figure out soon. But
shouldn't they also apologize to Taco Bell, therefore?
They should, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But if there's still seem to be some links there, right? So who knows if they have other suppliers or something like that? But yeah.
The sad thing is nobody's eating salad now. Honestly, I think a lot of people are staying away from it.
Well, especially the iceberg, at least temporarily, right? Because, maybe you go green leaf or red leaf or something like that. Right. Did you watch the World Cup yesterday, the final, Eric?
I did not watch the final, but anywhere in LA, if you live here, you heard the reaction as it went off. Fireworks were still going off here a week after 4th of July, so I felt like I was watching it.
Wow.
I don't even know if I want to wade into this topic.
But I saw the clips of Donald Trump getting booed a couple times.
Yes,
he did not seem happy. Obviously, this is the first time he was booed. He was booed during the NBA Finals as well. So maybe he should just stop going to these events. I don't know. It's definitely hurting his ego more than anything. Right?
Well, you know what's funny is when he goes to football games in the South, it's like standing ovation, right? When he goes to Alabama and places like that. But New York and New Jersey are kind of blue states. I suppose he should perhaps
People say that, but, you know, I went to the Monday Night Raw, the WWE show that was out here. It was Hulk Hogan's last show. He came out before he passed away, and he was booed here. But, you know, there's other reasons that, you know, people boo people. It's not just political sometimes. So
yeah. Sure. What were your thoughts? Any chatter there in the TMZ newsroom on the halftime show?
We thought it was interesting. We don't. Is this the first time they've done a halftime show for feet? Is that like?
I think so. I think
they
so.
Americanized it for us.
Yeah, I think so. 25 minutes because my kids play soccer and they're like, "Hey, your halftime's only supposed to be 15 minutes long.
Right?
What's the deal?" But so yeah, this is, I believe, the first time that they've had a halftime show that
it was
that
about
long.
24 minutes, right?
Yeah, almost 25 minutes.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice. I mean, Justin Bieber came out and kind of lulled people to sleep in halftime. So it would be nice to have him there, but you know, it would have been a little more exciting if he did, like, you know, a few big hits, some exciting energy up there. But it was hallelujah.
Oh,
that is as close of an impersonation I have ever heard, Eric. That was the best Timberlake. Yeah. Anyway.
You know what? Well, while you were off, your mustache grew and it's looking good, buddy. Yeah, it looks good on you.
This was an accident. I just shaved one morning, and then I got a lot of compliments in here, and this place is not big on compliments. So I'm kind of running with it until I hear some bad news.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough audience there in the TMZ newsroom.
Well, if they turn on you, you go right over to HR because we're on your side.
Absolutely, before I shave it.
We can't wait for you to go all Duck Dynasty on us. That big old beard, can't wait.
All right, there he is.
If I get rid of this, who knows what's next?
Thanks, Eric. See you next week. Good to have him back. Here's our poll. It's a chance for you to vote right now. We'll see how these numbers move around. Big D is looking for your comments. So what do you think? Madami says he's seriously thinking about having Netanyahu arrested. What would happen after that?
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow. Big D. Okay, grab the QR code. Here he comes, everybody. Moments from now. That's right. Moments away. Big D.
Hi, Jesse. Can you hear me okay?
Now, Celeste, why couldn't this have been the mystery cam? This one I know because guess who has trained me on this one?
Who?
Desiree. It's her hometown.
Oh, it's Buffalo.
It's Buffalo, New York.
Oh, yeah.
And it has sort of that classic Art Deco type architecture from 100 years ago almost.
Yeah, really, really cool. You know, that's not too far from Niagara Falls. I think it's just a couple of hours.
That's right.
Beautiful day there in Buffalo, my goodness.
By the way, for you history aficionados, John Netzel and I are going to be back later this week to producing new episodes of The Great American Story. That obelisk right in front of the main building, which I believe is the City Hall, the tall building there on the right of the screen. The obelisk, the white obelisk, is where William McKinley was assassinated.
Oh, wow.
So we had a weird thing going on in this country where every 20 years a president would die. 1860, Abraham Lincoln shot. 1880, James Garfield shot. 1900, it was McKinley who was elected and then was later shot and went all the way through. I think the president was elected in 1920.
When did it stop?
Let's see. So 1940, FDR.
1960?
1960 was JFK was elected, and he, of course, was shot. I guess it would have been 1980. Even though Ronald Reagan was shot, he survived.
He survived, so that was the end of it.
The spell was broken, thank goodness.
Wow.
Okay.
Beautiful day there in Buffalo, though. Let's get right to an interview that we have for you this morning. Jesse Bracamonte. And good morning to you, Jesse. Thank you for joining us. You all have put together a long-term study of adults with prediabetes and found that intensive lifestyle intervention significantly reduced the risk of developing multiple chronic health conditions over time. Good morning, and share your thoughts on this study.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. So first, I'm a family medicine physician, and I wish I could take credit for this, but this is a study that was published in JAMA, but it's something that's dear to my heart because I share that with all my patients. And what the study showed, the Lifestyle Prevention Prediabetes Study, was that they took 3 years of people from 1996 to 1999. They watched them over 20 years. And over those 20 years, at the end of it, they found out of diabetes, chronic disease management, including COPD, dementia, arthritis, and heart disease and stroke dropped substantially, about 25%, even after that study ended after a 20-year follow-up.
So the idea is that you can potentially hold off not just diabetes, but multiple chronic conditions. If that's the case, what do you have to do?
100%. That was the study. So in essence, they put people on lifestyle intervention with decreasing their fat diet, exercise with 150 minutes weekly of intense aerobic activity, compared to placebo, and those are just on metformin, which is a common diabetes drug. They put those these three groups out there, and over time, those with exercise and eating healthy during that 3-year period did the best with decreasing their risk of underlying comorbid or other medical problems 20 years later by about 25%.
So when you say aerobic activity, what if you're lifting weights? Does that count, or is that different because it's strength training?
Yeah, so aerobic activity can vary and basically get a certain level. Cardiovascular activity to, building muscle. That's the metabolic currency to build or burn calories. So all that included in that lifestyle intervention. And they did well. They really did well over time. 25% is quite a bit of a drop, considering 20 years later, when they become Medicare age, that their substantial risk for underlying disease drops significantly.
One of the things I thought was so interesting in this study is it was listing the various chronic conditions that these type of lifestyle changes potentially could help you with, and it even included cancer and dementia. Tell us about that part of the study, because I think, in many cases, dementia it's a quandary for family members. They don't know. There really are no good solutions. But you tell us, maybe this is a whole new frontier.
So just being overweight and having diabetes or even prediabetes is inflammation. It's a metabolic derangement of your body, which can lead to other disease, cancers, dementia, disease, and stroke. This underlies the importance of just nature's way of taking care of oneself with exercise and eating healthy decreases those risks substantially, including dementia and even cancer and the inflammatory effects of what your body goes through, which ultimately may lead to dementia and cancer.
Wow, that is a big development because I think for a long time, families, Dr. Bracamonte, have really struggled with, as their parents age or as they age, the fear of getting early onset dementia or something like that. And so making these early lifestyle changes, you're saying, could help.
It sure does. And it's even more powerful to say that in some instances, it beats medicine. Just medicine alone, it tells you the intervention of exercise and how beneficial that is, that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, is the words I like to say. And I tell patients that.
I love it.
We haven't had a chance to prep you, so really don't even consider this a question unless you want to weigh into it. But I was listening this week, and I subscribe to the New York Times, and sometimes they take their magazine issue and turn it into something that you can listen to. And this was a half-hour story, and they're trying to figure out, you can weigh in if you want or not, but they're trying to figure out why so often dementia patients who are very close to the end of life seem to have a resurgence in those last few weeks. And they cited case after case after case where suddenly they're talking much more fluently. They're engaging in conversation.
Amazing.
They're like, if we could figure out why that happens, it might potentially lead to new treatments. Any thoughts on that?
Dementia is a new horizon, and with the underlying research underlying it. So I certainly don't pretend to be a neurologist or somebody who specializes in dementia, but I will tell you that the brain is a remarkable organ. It's amazing. I won't lead into that, but I will tell you in another study that people that get vaccines, such as flu vaccine, over 65, at least 4 of them during that lifetime, in one study had about a 40% to 40% drop of dementia just because of inflammation and illness. So I would say that prevention overall, getting vaccines, particularly flu season being on the horizon, if you had 4 over 65, your chances drop substantially over the study that I believe was done in Texas a couple of years ago.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Doc, we got to run, but really interesting. Hope you'll come visit us again.
Yeah, Dr. Bracamonte, thank you.
Thank you. Be well. Bye-bye.
Be well.
We did show you the poll question, the QR code or the TV version. Celeste, how's that YouTube version looking?
Wow, it's on fire. 1.7 thousand votes. New York City Mayor Mamdani has threatened to arrest Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. What's your take on this? 40% of you say necessary to hold world leaders accountable for alleged war crimes. 51%, this one is leading, political grandstanding that escalates diplomatic tensions. And we've got a lot of comments on this one. Big D, he's been digging into him for you. Hey.
Hello, friends. It's great to see you. Tons of comments on fox10phoenix.com/poll as well as on YouTube. Poor Yo Rick 831 says, while I approve in theory, in practice, it creates more problems than it solves. Besides, NYC has no jurisdiction at the UN, and he has diplomatic immunity, so he can't arrest this guy now, maybe later. And Misty Braunbeck in Sun City says, I believe this is primarily political grandstanding that unnecessarily escalates diplomatic tensions. A mayor's responsibility is to govern and address local issues, not to insert themselves into international diplomacy in ways that create conflict. Really interesting comments. Keep them coming, guys.
Hey, by the way, a big salute to Usha and J.D. Vance, the second couple.
Yes.
Just had their baby, Celeste, over the weekend.
It's so exciting. Congratulations.
As Des said today, because, she and David, they have 4 kids. And she's like, welcome to the 4 Club. Because that is their 4th child now.
Yeah.
And it's really so great. Just so great.
There's something, too, about welcoming a little baby that kind of brings a little bit of youth to the White House and to all of those wonderful events. So congratulations to them. So in their comment, they said their kids are overjoyed to meet their baby brother. Alec has 3 siblings. So this little name's Alec Neil Vance. Alec has 3 siblings, 9-year-old Ewan, 6-year-old Vivek and 4-year-old Mirabelle. The second lady's pregnancy was announced back in January, and of course now she's given birth. So congratulations to them. By the way, we had Trenton on the top of our 10 o'clock hour here, and he's on baby watch. Apparently his wife is actively going into labor right now.
Great.
So he's left and he's headed to the hospital this morning. So you can throw your chats in there. We're trying to convince him maybe to do a Zoom with his wife about how excited they are. But she's beautiful, and we're so happy for their family. So we have a new addition to Fox 10 coming as well.
Yeah, we do. All right, Celeste, so here's your question. Just give me a wild guess. When was the last time we had a vice president who he and his wife had a baby while he was actually vice president?
I'm going to say it was like maybe like, I don't
Give
think
me a year.
Not in the, 1890.
Celeste, you're actually very close. Guess what? It was 1870. When Schuyler Colfax.
Look at all the people. Who's in attendance, Ron?
I don't know. I just know who the reporters were at that time. Schuyler Colfax was his name. He and the missus, they had a little baby. So you're actually very close. I would have loved to have covered the news in the 1800s.
Yeah.
That was the century.
But what a sweet photo. You're a vision in gray, Ron.
Yeah, no kidding, Celeste. And you are like the most stylish reporter I have ever seen.
Thank you.
So anyway, now you can impress your friends with that stat. First time since, well, you guessed 1890. It's 1870 is the actual answer.
Wow. So I was close. I was in the 1800s anyways.
You were. You got the right century.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, let's see. One last thing here. We need to, I think, we got about a minute here. Hold up. I'm just looking for this last video.
Well, I'm
here.
reading a couple of the comments. So Professor Kleiman says, is Trenton going to name the baby Hooner?
Please, no. The Odyssey blew away the estimates. It did $250 million worldwide, about 260 billion. Dave, what did you think of the movie? It's time for Dave's 30-second review, everybody.
All right.
Oh, this is so exciting. 30-second review. It is honestly one of the greatest movies I have ever seen. 3 hours long, but it moves, and it is so exciting. See it in IMAX at Arizona Mills. It is incredible. Don't miss it, guys.
Wow.
It's almost 3 hours long, right? 2 hours.
It's 3 hours long, but unlike other Christopher Nolan movies, which I have watched and not been super enthusiastic about, this is exciting. If you know the story of the Odyssey, there is movement, there is excitement, there is action, and it's really, really cool to see.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, there's one more trait of Dave we didn't even appreciate. Now we know he's our movie reviewer.
I know. My goodness. Thank you all for watching, by the way, and for hanging with us on this Monday. Ty and Anita are next. Have a great day.
Monday. Good morning, everyone.
We're going to keep things rolling here on Fox 10 Talks at 11 o'clock. And what do we always say?
It's a jam-packed show.
It is a jam-packed show. And we are going to start with Crystal because this weekend, those temperatures were so nice.
Yeah.
But muggy.
Little rain Saturday. I know. Little rain Saturday and more to come.
Yeah, we had some rain. We had the temperatures that were super comfortable. And I thought it would be a good time to check in on our monsoon numbers because we still have more chances this week. But because of how good last week was, go ahead and pop the graphic up. You'll see that Phoenix is like pretty much exactly what is average for this time of the year for the monsoon specifically. So at this point in the monsoon season, we've picked up just under half an inch. About a half an inch is normal to date. And then Flagstaff is running like well above average because of how big of a boom we had, just last week. We're at almost 3 inches for Flag, 2 3/4. And then the average would be more like 1.5 inches of rain again at this point in the season. So if we keep up this trend, we will be on track for what was our forecast, which was like near to above average monsoon totals around the state. And that's definitely what we're seeing thus far. Take a look. This is the view on Fox Vision. It's pretty quiet currently on the board, but just starting to see a few storms fire up over far eastern Arizona, like eastern and northeastern Arizona. We did have a couple showers overnight, and you're still seeing some of the residual cloud coverage over like parts of the valley, parts of southern Arizona, and then off to the west. But those clouds are starting to clear, and that's why you're seeing the storms fire off at the higher elevations. But there's the closer look at the valley specifically, where the last little shower or two is kind of moving along the west valley right now. This is like sprinkles at best. It's pretty light stuff. But there have been a few showers this morning that passed by the valley sparsely, like little spots here and there. The future cast as we move forward. So I will say this, the models are struggling. Honestly, they have been struggling even last week with really fully grasping everything that's going on in our atmosphere because this isn't a fully like typical monsoon pattern. It's not just the dome of high pressure helping to pump moisture in, but we've had like little systems near Texas that have been spinning up over us, and we've had this like huge dome of high pressure across a lot of the country. And so because of some of these factors, the model's not doing perfect, but I think it's given us like a general idea of what's next, which is first off, some strong to even potentially severe thunderstorms developing over the high country. This will be in the early afternoon that we see this starting east, spreading the Mogollon Rim up to even Flagstaff. We will have the possibility of some storms that could pack some heavy rain and potentially lead to some pockets of flooding issues as well. Then those storms start to kind of like strengthen and spread, and the question is going to be, can they make their way down to the valley? So the model here at 6 has them kind of splitting around the valley, which especially when storms come from east to west across Arizona, that tends to happen as they slam into the mountains that guard us on the east edge of our valley. But the model here shows that eventually some storms from the south, a few outflows kind of move in and combine with what's left of the storms from the high country, and it does bring us some activity. So we've got a 30% chance. That's because of I don't think everyone necessarily will get it, although it, on the map here you see there is some coverage. But B, this is not 100% certainty that this is going to happen. We're going to need the outflows from the south to combine with the moisture from the north for this to all come together. But still about a 30% chance that will happen tonight and into the early morning hours before you can see tomorrow morning we're back to like some residual showers and clouds, but otherwise we're kind of calming down around the state again. So this has been the case the last few days. Starts in the high country. We hope it'll make it to the valley, and on and off days it does make it to the valley. So we've got that chance again today. And actually, if we look at the excessive rain outlook, the areas shaded in yellow are for the potential scattered flash floods. It's the high country the next 2 days, really, like north and east parts of the state and then down into southern Arizona as well. The valley, lower chances, not impossible, but lower chances. I would say a bigger concern with storms tonight for the valley could be some blowing dust or some strong winds and some briefly heavy rain. Tuesday, there'll still be about a 20% chance of showers in the valley. Still, the high country is the hot spot. And then Wednesday, our chances start to like slowly diminish. So by Thursday into Friday, it's really more a high country game than anything else. But, overall, guys, we're watching what is still a pretty active pattern when it comes to the monsoon. And again, tonight we could have some stronger storms even into the valley. So still just staying weather aware. And, I mean, for those that love the rain,
this is perfect for
that.
It's been good. Yeah.
Enjoying it.
And those rain totals up north looking fantastic, almost 3 inches, putting us above average, which we like to see.
Well, and what's really wild is that through this week, because the high country chances will linger a little later into the week, there could be another 1-2+ inches that fall up there. So, yeah.
Couple of comments. Jennifer 22 says it was like the sky opened up and just dumped water. No raindrops, sheets of rain. It was nuts. A lot of people getting activity out there. We appreciate those comments. Thank you. Keep them coming. Thanks, Crystal.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So what we're watching and what you're reading is very similar today. So we want to start out with story number 1, and this is coming in from Tucson. We had a mass shooting there.
Yeah. Unbelievable. 9 people were shot shot. They are all in the hospital in critical condition. That suspect was also shot by police. That suspect is also in the hospital. So this happened very late Saturday into very early Sunday morning, and we were being told that Tucson police were actually in the area that night. They heard the gunshots, ran over to where this happened. It was basically kind of in front of a pizza restaurant is what we're hearing. And basically, according to Tucson police, it was two individuals kind of started fighting, and then it ruptured into gunfire.
Okay. Story number 2, a driver's dead after ramming Glendale police cars. They were attempting to check on an unconscious driver. They were forced to track the vehicle after the suspect rammed multiple patrol cars and then took off. Undercover officers, police helicopters from Phoenix and Peoria monitoring the suspect from a safe distance. They didn't want to do the high-speed chase, and multiple different agencies were watching, and he drove into a secluded neighborhood and unfortunately died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
All right, this might be the wildest story that we have told in quite a while.
Maybe one of the wildest mugshots that we've seen.
Right? So this man is from Quartzsite. He was allegedly naked on top of a moving locomotive.
I just want to know how fast it was going.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Evidently, once he was apprehended, he told law enforcement that he had a fondness for, quote, vodka, beer, and playing the banjo.
Correct.
There you go. So
all in that order.
All in that order.
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't, says Glenn, our director.
Thankfully, he's okay. That he didn't fall off that moving locomotive. But a lot of questions for that.
We have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. Maybe we'll get answers.
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay.
All right. Maybe he has an album coming out, a banjo album. Who knows?
I wasn't thinking in that direction, but sure. Okay. Our next guest, this is a very, very important topic.
It sure is. We keep talking about AI scammers out there, and they just seem to be getting more and more, I guess, good at their job, which is bad for us because they're really becoming very good at what they do.
Yeah, so we want to introduce you to Tyler. I don't want to say it the wrong way, Tyler. The last name, please.
Lukeman.
There we go, Lukeman. You reached out because you have
I reached out to him.
Okay, sorry.
And then you have a personal story that this actually happened to your own family. So walk us through what happened with your grandma, right?
Let's start with that. Yeah, my grandmother got a call, and it was one of these AI voiceovers that you can create now. And it was just basically telling her that he was hurt and that he needed money. So it was trying to get her to send money. Trying to get her to act without thinking, which is usually how these scams go. They try to get you to play on your emotion and get you to do something before you have time to really think about it. And so luckily she did think about it, and she called me and let me know, well, actually first she called him, which is perfect. Anybody out there who gets a call like this, the best thing to do is call the person and confirm. Hang up, call back. Hey, was that actually you? That's what she did, and it saved her in this situation because obviously her son was not hurt, not in the hospital. Told her, and then she called me and let me know what had happened, being that I work in the field. So
well, can you even pinpoint how they were able to replicate? It was your dad, right? His voice.
Well, it would be she has other stuff, not my dad, uncle, but yes. So no, that's okay. And he it could have been from anywhere. It could have been from a video from his Facebook. It's that easy. You could just think about how many videos you maybe have on your Facebook of you with friends or doing something where they could pull just a section is all they really need to build the profile and then be able to make more voiceovers based on that.
That is so scary.
Let me take it a step further. So, okay, they can pull his voice off of maybe an Instagram post, but how do they know who his mom is and what her phone number is? How do they know how to contact her?
That's the scary part, right? That means that they're putting all of this together. Again, they don't necessarily need to do it. You had mentioned earlier that the scammers are getting better, but the reality is the scammers don't need to get better. The AI tools do so much of the work for them now. They really just have to have a credit card and access to a computer is the reality. So if they have that, they can start putting the puzzle pieces together. They can even have the AI do some of the work. I know, Ty, remember we talked about AI programs being able to pull public profile information the last time that we talked. That is a reality, and they can do that. They can take a look at what's out there, who you are, and they can build a profile, and that's how they start to attack you based off that profile.
So how do we protect ourselves? Because this is, I mean, as you mentioned, AI is making it so much easier for these scammers to sound legit. How do you and I as consumers make sure that we're okay and safe?
It's hard, right? Because usually the situations that they choose are urgent ones, like bank accounts closing, your son's in the hospital. So we really need to stop and think. Don't act on emotion. Take a moment, breathe, assess what's really going on, and reach out. You know, I just did a multitude of videos that I dropped on our YouTube today, a bunch of them, each one talking about a different scam. And the common theme on how to resist them was just to stop, breathe, think about the situation, assess what's really going on, and then that can help protect you.
Yeah.
What about talking about it with the family? You know, maybe setting up those passwords or like, you know,
a code word
of some sort. You know, like
go.
when we were kids and we would have a code word. So if my parents couldn't pick me up from school, the family member or a friend, if they were going to send a friend in an emergency, would know our code word. You know, so if you're receiving a text message from someone, you know, maybe set it up in a way that they're going to say something, you know, your uncle would be passing along, which isn't always an ideal situation, not knowing what the emergency is. But does that help?
Yeah, it could. I mean, obviously, the more personal you can get, the less chance that the scammers have that information. They're not going to have something like that. They're not going to have that passcode. AI is good. It's not good enough to know what we're thinking in our heads, right? So that is a great way. Keeping yourself on your toes, having some sort of family policy. That's great. Yeah, I like that a lot. Or just FaceTime them. That's what I tell my.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my partner. I'm always like, hey, if it seems like it's me or something's off, FaceTime me, call me, or wait. You know, if I really need you, there's nothing you can do in a 911 emergency situation. That,
because it's hard.
You know, and when she really thought about it, what's the money going to do if she sends it to him in the hospital? The reason just didn't make sense, and usually the reason does not make sense when you really think about it.
Tyler, we got to go. What's your company name for folks have more information?
Of course, My Computer Works. So if you want to find us, www.mycomputerworks.com. And as I mentioned, I post daily YouTube content, what's going on, the newest scams, how to keep yourself safe. Go check us out.
Sounds good.
Great info. Thank you.
All right, real quick, we're going to do What Year Was It? I don't know if we're going to have time. Hold on, we got 5 seconds.
Go.
Where's the question? Lava lamp is invented. Put your guesses in.
54. Hi.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Our question of the day, what year was it the lava lamp was invented? And you said...
I think I just shouted 54.
Oh, I thought you said 64.
I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know.
Okay.
What did I say, folks at home? Were you paying
I don't
attention?
remember.
It's a 64?
64? I think you said 64. All right, so look at this. We got someone, Be Kind Forever, saying 62. I think that's a great guess.
We have a couple of 73 guesses.
1960, 1965, 1975, 73, 1963, and 1963. All right, so the answer is, hold on, let me get it. Let me push the right button here. What year was it? Answer 1963. Look, you were close, Anita. We got some winners in the chat. B. Miguel, nice work.
Good
you got
job.
it right.
Good job.
Outlaw Dynamo.
Yeah. Did you have a lava lamp?
No,
Someone bought me like a reproduction one in grade school, and it was silver with purple and pink, and I loved it.
I wanted one so bad. Remember that store? What was it called? It was like a not Hot Topic.
Like a
Spencer's Gifts.
Spencer's.
Do you remember
I was going to say
Spencer's Gifts?
Gadzooks, but that's not it.
I wanted one so bad. My mom's like, well, where are you going to put that? And I was like, in my room,
I put it
Mom.
on my nightstand.
Okay,
it was like
so
my nightlight.
Did you have? Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Yeah, it was silver with
lucky.
like pink and purple inside.
The
Fun.
Roman household allowed a lava lamp, but not the Brennan household.
Because it was a gift.
Oh, it was a gift.
I probably wouldn't have been able to purchase one.
Real quick, I just did a quick little deep dive here. The lava lamp invented in 63 by a British entrepreneur named Edward Craven Walker. So he was allegedly inspired by a homemade egg timer bubbling on a pub stove, which he then adapted into the iconic design marketed in Europe. Oh, they called it the Astro lamp in Europe.
Okay.
We call it the lava lamp.
I like lava lamp better.
And they call it
Feels very 70s though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It hit the U.S. market in 1965 after two American entrepreneurs bought the worldwide rights and renamed it the Lava Light.
Awesome.
There you go. Look at that.
Okay.
Some good trivia for you. Those were some great guesses, Be Kind. She says great guesses, everyone. So that was good. All right, we're going to move along. Tomorrow, of course, is election day here in Arizona.
Okay, so we have, I think we talked about it last week, 2 weeks ago, a couple of primary election. CD1 is the big one that everyone's watching.
And a lot of money getting pumped into that race.
Yeah, and you know, our expert was talking about how a lot of the ads aren't necessarily where the candidates are targeting each other. They're more so looking long-term, as if they won and they're now going for the big seat. Yeah.
All right, so to break this all down and what you need to know for tomorrow is Nancy Herrera with One Arizona. Ms. Herrera, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Let's start at the very beginning. For people that don't know what One Arizona is, explain what you guys are and what you do.
Of course. Thank you for the invitation. Yes, tomorrow is a big day and we need to get prepared. One Arizona is a coalition made up of 20 plus community members, and we focus on civic engagement. Being that it's an electoral year, we focus on voter registration and making sure that our community members are well informed and prepared to get out and cast their vote. Being that we're nonpartisan, all our resources, all our information is just all educational. We want to make sure that everyone's prepared and they understand what are the procedures, how to appropriately complete your ballot, how to turn it in, where, when, and all the information that they need.
You guys must spend a lot of time collecting this information then, putting it together, because there's a lot of information, not just the rules and the regulations and how to register and where to vote, but also the candidates. And so that takes a lot of time to put it all together into really one place where you can get all of this information, one resource.
Absolutely, yes. We do our investigation, and then we also, work closely with the Maricopa County Recorder's Office to get that information that the voters need, how to participate, how to be fully prepared in the resources. We also work with a coalition of election protection, which is a combination of national and state coalition members, which provide the information that we then can post on our platform, electionprotectionaz.org, which voters can go in, get informed, and get prepared for what they need and what to expect during the primaries.
I was just doing a quick search here before we came on, and one thing that you guys did was you put a lot of money into helping folks register to vote. Walk us through how much money you were able to put into this and why that was so important for you guys to do.
I don't have a specific number with that. Being that as deputy director, I really focus on the program itself for the educational purposes of what we need to get this program up and running. So do we have the resources to make it language accessible, meaning that our community is quite diverse? We want to make sure that our community can understand the process in their language, whether it be Spanish or any other. They can always come to onearizona.org and get that and gather that information. So within that, we have educational spaces, we have our website, and then we're out canvassing within the community as well to get that one-on-one connection and make sure that they have the state form ready to go, and also the information on what specific identification information they need to bring with them the day of.
What are the top 3 things that you guys have found that people have questions about or concerns?
Where do I vote? Right? That's number one. They want to make sure that they can understand their location, where to go, and how to participate. What form of identification do I bring with me? You can definitely bring your state form ID, your voter ID. If you're a tribal member, your tribal ID. And most importantly, if I got my ballot in the mail and I have not had the time to turn it in via the postal service, what do I do with that? Can I still participate? And most definitely, remember that if you are an early voter and you get that ballot in the mail and you have that with you still, make sure to fill it out completely. Make sure you put it in the green envelope, sign it, date it, and you can drop it off at your nearest voting location without having to wait in line. So that's fantastic. So just having a plan to vote specifically is what our community members want to know. How can they participate?
I mean, you guys are doing such great work, just making sure you're getting the information out there. And Anita brought up that great question about some of the big things that you're hitting on. How important do you think it is for? I mean, obviously, you guys are really doing a great service, but the importance of, I mean, obviously this is a civic duty. I'm trying to land my question here, but the plane's still floating. It'll happen eventually, Ms. Herrera.
We got a little turbulence here.
Basically, I'm just saying, obviously this is our civic duty to get out and vote. And you guys are just kind of taking those hurdles away for a lot of individuals, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I guess how important you think it is for folks to get out and vote.
It's very important. We can see, how every vote matters and how every vote can make a difference. So noting that it's a primary, it doesn't grab a lot of attention. It's not as exciting as a presidential race, but this primary in the state of Arizona, we have the governor's race, right? They sign and veto laws. They oversee the state agencies. So they do a lot of functions within the legislative section. We have the Attorney General who enforces the state laws. They represent us in the court. They prosecute certain crimes. We have the Secretary of State who oversees the elections, right? And that is a very important caveat that we're looking at this moment and this time frame that we're living in. And one other thing that we have coming up is the Arizona Corporate Commissioners. We are hearing a lot about that now because we're seeing how utilities are increasing the rates of our bills. And American families are having to deal with the rising costs. They're having a difficult job market. The rising cost of living is making it difficult to keep up with childcare, with medication. That just really hinders a lot of areas within working families. So every vote matters, and every election truly matters.
That's very true.
Primary election is tomorrow, but that doesn't mean it's too late to get a little info from you, a little guidance if people need help. How do they find you?
Thank you for that. Yes, absolutely. You can go and visit onearizona.org. And again, you can go into electionprotectionaz.org and get more information.
Awesome. Well, Ms. Herrera, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a look at some trending stories here
Okay.
this morning. And I was listening to a podcast and I was like, we got to talk about this today. There is a new survey that came out from Open Table. They said that solo dining, so just getting a reservation for one person, is up 23% over the past year.
Because you don't talk to anybody else when you're eating. You just want to sit quietly,
yourself.
scroll on your phone.
Have you ever dined by yourself?
Yeah, probably, but not. I don't think that I've ever
Like gone to a restaurant, like you're at home and you're like, I'm hungry, no one else is home, I'm just gonna go to
Well,
a
my
restaurant
husband
by
is
myself.
pretty much almost always home.
True.
So if I really want to go dine, then he's going with me. On the rare occasion, I might like go out, but it would be something like fast casual.
Gotcha.
It would be like a
Chipotle or something.
Yeah, you read my
Gotcha.
mind.
Okay.
Something like that where. And I'd probably take a book with me and just sit quietly, maybe outside.
I did eat. I was like in between like errands or appointments, and I did go eat by myself one time at Postino.
And
I did feel like I mean, at first I was kind of like
This
table
is
for one.
weird.
But it is a little weird. But I did have my laptop, so I just pretended like I was doing work.
Oh, pretended. He really wasn't doing work.
Oh, I was just like doing this.
He was just on Instagram.
Just so, I mean, I don't know. But anyway, evidently this is a big thing. A lot of people are going up. Solo reservations up 23%. But I thought this was actually really interesting. The average spend for a solo diner is $94 for
That's
one meal.
a lot of money.
And they say the
Are
average
they getting
for
like a
group,
case of wine?
That's what I'm wondering. The average, though, for like a group, if you were to go out, is $60 a person. So
Because
isn't
you're
that kinda
probably
weird?
splitting stuff.
Yeah.
Like you split the bill or you split a bottle of wine. I think that for me, eating out is an experience.
True.
Like we go out to dinner. Usually for a birthday party or to celebrate an anniversary. So I like to have the people around me. If I'm eating something, I just pick something up and take it home or
Yeah.
eat at home.
There you go.
That's
I
just
thought
more
that was
me.
really interesting.
Yeah.
So next time you want to go out for a table for one, don't feel weird because guess what?
It's
Everybody
okay.
else is doing
Everyone
it too.
else is doing it too. World Cup ended. Did you watch the game? The match?
I watched pieces of it and I've watched some of the highlights.
Did you see the goal?
I did not see the
watched
goal
it.
live, but I'd seen the replay.
I was waiting and waiting and waiting for someone to score.
106 minutes, and you finally got that score.
And finally, I was making dinner, and I just happened to look up, and I was like, "Oh
There
my
we go.
Where did that come from?" Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
All right, we got to go. But
Oh,
tomorrow,
bye.
of course, what we're looking forward to is the Arizona primary.
Oh,
We're going to
yeah.
have all of your election coverage tomorrow.
Bye. See ya.
Dean Fazzini has dialed up Seattle for Dino's choice of cameras today. We always love looking across the vast panoply of America. I'm trying to see if that's a little boat, Des, or a waterborne aircraft.
Which one?
Because they have the seaplanes. Well, the one that's closest to us. And they take off from Lake Union. Well, by the way, that camera is from our Fox sister station.
I'm going to go a boat.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So my one story with that picture is Renee and I are eating at the best fish and chips in the world. It's called Ivar's. I know I've mentioned it to you.
Yes, you have.
Right there at the lake. And with these people, it was a beautiful sunny summer day. And these people went by in kayaks. And we're like, where'd you guys get the kayaks?
Yeah.
So we went over and we rented them. And we went underneath that bridge.
Oh, cool.
And we kayaked all the way over to UW, my former college.
Oh,
it was
awesome.
a great workout, man.
I love kayaking.
Do you kayak very much?
I don't, though.
Okay. Like, when did you?
Well, on the Buffalo waterfront, downtown Buffalo.
Oh,
you
really?
Can,
You rent
you
kayaks.
can kayak, and you pass like the big grain silos. So yeah, I've done it a couple times there in Buffalo.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to add that to my list.
It's a great workout. Tempe Town Lake, what are we doing? We need to get out there a little bit more.
Yeah, we do.
We can rent kayaks.
Okay. All right, I love it. Hey, we've got a great show for you coming up, including what's your iPhone background? You know, or screenshot or whatever. Does it say something about your personality? It's coming up in a few minutes.
No changing it right now.
Correct.
You gotta leave it where it's at and be honest in the chat.
I heard that not only you and I, but I heard the Big D put volunteered his as well. So we'll find out. But let's get to David Leiter right now, who is joining us via Zoom now. He is the founder of The Ultimate Investor and has a book out that
pretty much says it all.
Love the title. Stop Making Stupid Investments. Hello, buddy.
Hey, nice to see you.
Great having you on as well. What was the light bulb moment where you said, I have got to write a book like this?
Well, for years, I saw friends and acquaintances, and I would read about people losing money in wild schemes for 3 decades almost. And even when I was younger, I actually got caught up in the dot-com bubble, and I bought something and lost my money. But the difference was I learned my lesson, and I see people do it over and over again. They do deals, their friends raising money for a deal, or they get into a real estate deal or the hottest stock of the moment, and they end up losing their money. And so I got disgusted by all these bad pitches that people would get, good people losing their money, and I wrote the book to kind of help them figure out what's good and what's bad.
Can we talk about it from a very real life scenario that is literally happening today? I don't know that I've ever seen more hype for a stock's IPO, initial public offering, hey, I got to get in on this one, than SpaceX. Well, checking today, it is now below the price that it opened at, of 150. It's below where whatever its high was, close to $200 a share, and it's now below where the IPO investors who were so lucky to get into it at 135. It's now down to about $121 a share.
Wow.
So how can you know?
Well, this is a step further than most people do when they look at a stock. But if you looked at the actual business of SpaceX, by the way, it's an incredible story. It fuels the imagination of this world in space. And I believe in the long run, it'll be good. But if you pay too high a price for a company, even if it's a great company, you will lose money. And the issue here is that the cash flows that this business generates, which most people don't look at, are very far off in the future. And so in the meantime, if the earnings are down here and the stock price is way up here, you have all this room that's just sentiment. It's feeling, wow, it's coming IPO, I got to get in. And then, oh, wait, it's not. So it's all sentiment and how people feel in the moment.
So in your book, you have 7 rules that help, the average person avoid bad investment. What are those 7 rules?
Well, they range from emotions are the enemy of investing. Don't invest with somebody just because you like them, like you have a friend or your brother-in-law and he says, hey, I'm raising money for this. Also, you don't want to do private deals where I saw people put money into real estate deals or private deal startups between peer-to-peer type things, and they had no audits, nothing. If you ever see these stories about scams and things like this, it's almost always the case. There was no audits, no auditor. So it ranges from that. I talk about being a contrarian. In other words, when everybody's into the hype, there's certain things that are ignored that actually might be very good values, and people don't normally look at them. I also talk about the stock is not the company, company's not the stock. That's the difference between markets, that's SpaceX, and the actual business is different.
I always say, this is one of my more famous quotes, the stock market is the only place where they put things on sale and nobody buys.
There you go.
Right? I mean, there's some truth to that. But I guess my key question for you is, how do you keep the emotion out of it? Now, my dad was a school teacher, but then in his second career, he was an investment advisor guy. And he said that when the Great Recession hit, he called every one of his 1,300 clients and talked to them. And all but 3 stuck with the market. 3 people, have no idea who they were, sold at the bottom, which was the Dow at about 6,800. Imagine what you would feel like today if you sold. It was all emotion. I got to get out at 60, because the Dow's at 50,000 today. So how do you get emotion out of it?
Well, the first step is realizing what you just said. And I talk about that in the book. It's like, know thyself, know that your susceptibility to get FOMO when everything's going up, you have to jump in. And when it sells, people don't even understand what they own or why. They have no plan. So I say, have a good advisor, create a plan so you don't sell at the bottom, and really start to understand more. And that's the point of the book, that people can understand more about what your plan is, long-term investing, understanding what you're invested in. This is how you start to take the emotion out of those movements in the market.
So my question for you, David, then is for folks that aren't really into investing. Maybe they have, they contribute to their 401k from work, out of their paycheck or whatever, but they don't have much else invested in the stock market. When you're sitting down with a financial advisor, then what are some good questions to be asking that advisor, and what are some red flags that we should immediately be concerned about?
Well, I tell a story in the book. By the way, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I was just a private investor and started writing to help people. And Tony Robbins put me on his stage, and we went from there. And now I have the book. But, I told a story in the book about a woman who made a lot of money, and she went to a financial advisor. And he said, well, I want to put you into whiskey barrels. Whiskey barrels. It was a ridiculous idea. And I said, well, you need to fire that person probably. But the people who you are invested with, they should first of all have incentives aligned with you. So you're not just paying tons and layers of fees, regardless of your results. Secondly, they should think long-term. They should be talking to you about the long-term investments. They shouldn't be just coming to you with the hottest thing in the moment. In fact, they should talk kind of the way I'm talking to you. And it's like, you need to take the emotions out of it. You need to have a plan. So you should start to hear this language. If you read the book, and then it'll be obvious to you what works and what doesn't. And if you talk to your advisor and they're completely different, that could be a red flag.
Okay. All right. Love that.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you, David. Appreciate your time here today.
Yeah. You're making us smarter and motivating us all at the same time.
I love the title, man. It is right to the point.
You know what? I love Benjamin Franklin giving you that look like, I told you this was going to be stupid. You shouldn't. Hey, thanks, David.
Thanks, David.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Hey, so the other thing we can do, of course, Des, is we can either try to make a little bit of money, set some money aside for the future, or we can try to save money on an everyday basis. This study that came out about shopping at Kroger stores, which here in Arizona means Fry's, is totally fascinating to me.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by this.
I am too.
So apparently, shoppers looking to stretch their dollar, some new research and a survey has found out that maybe they want to shop at Fry's because a new study reveals that the lowest cost options among several major grocery chains in the U.S. are at Kroger and the Fry's stores. So at the top of the list, Kroger, the parent company of Fry's, and the study compared prices of various store brand items.
Now
and
that's
essentials.
crucial, right?
Right, store
brand.
Store brand.
Okay, yeah.
Including, so like store brand milk, bread, eggs, pantry staples. So on those things is where we're seeing the biggest saving. Researchers found that 15-item basket costs about $30 at Kroger and Fry's stores, which is slightly less than Walmart and Aldi and Albertsons.
I guess if you either shop the sales or shop the store brands, I could see where that makes sense. You know what we should do is we should
test
take one of our many people here in the building and just send them out with $40 and say, see what that buys at Walmart, see what it buys at Fry's.
Right, because what are the basics? You would probably put milk on the list, bread, eggs, butter.
Yep.
What else are we putting on the list?
Ice cream sandwiches would be a must-have.
Okay. I was going to say like lunch meat.
Oh, okay.
Mayo, like something to make a sandwich with.
Anyway.
But you're right. And then ice cream sandwiches.
Okay. Hey, I mean, test it yourself and let us know whether it works or not.
I'm surprised by that. You know me, Ron. I'm a big Aldi fan.
I know. I was skeptical too.
I'm surprised by that.
So Apple just announced that they're going to have to raise, for the first time, I was surprised, at least it's been 4 years the last time they raised it, by $1 for Apple Music. Unless you get the family plan, it's going up by $3. And then, you know what they actually talked me into, Des, and this will shock you because I'm such a cheapskate. They talked me into getting the Apple One bundle because it is a really good sort of aggregator of news stories. That's number one. And then so you don't have to subscribe to all these other different services. Of course, my Fox Phoenix or Fox 10 Phoenix is always free. Just we'll put that in there as well.
Always. And the Fox 10 weather app free.
Yeah. But if you have Apple TV and you have Apple Music and you have Apple News, then it actually seemed like it was pretty good value. But I guess it's all going up now, and I'm not in favor of it, not in the least.
I'm not a fan.
No, I know.
No thanks.
Are you Apple Music or Spotify?
I do have Apple Music.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Hey, can you believe it's Mystery Cam time? Look at that building, would you?
Wow.
Somebody said, let's put a clock up in that tower. But where is it? Hey, we'll get you the mystery cam answer in a minute, but first we have cool pictures coming in from the parades that are underway already in Spain. It seems like it happened fast, but they hopped a flight. Think about this. If you're all the way in New York and you fly to Europe, it's only like 6 hours. It's not, it's almost like flying from New York to LA kind of a thing. So they landed.
Flying Buffalo to Phoenix.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness, on a layover, you're traveling longer than that.
There's no nonstops between New York and Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo, New York, and Phoenix, Arizona.
They're
Shocking.
very rare.
Shocking.
Rare. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, there is at least one nonstop?
It's rare if you can find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Madrid. And there's the stage, and in a little while, the national heroes, the Spain soccer team, will be up there, and it will be a great big party. I don't know.
Incredible. I know so many people are disappointed because Argentina didn't win.
Yeah.
Obviously, this was, what we believe is Messi's final World Cup game, I think. Right? I don't know.
I looked into it. In 4 years, where it's going to be is Portugal, Spain, and Morocco.
Wow.
So I don't know. Maybe he is in incredibly good shape. Tom Brady played NFL football to almost age 45, so it could happen, right? He's late 30s, Messi, I think.
I mean, right? It's been right in the sports world. There's rumors that fly around like that all the time. But if they're thinking this is his final one, what a bummer for Argentina fans who are hoping to see that win. But how incredible! And I was listening to reports that said like Spain is kind of that newer, younger generation. So this is like a pretty big win for them. I mean, isn't one of their star players? He's only like 19. I don't even think that he's 20 yet.
What is?
He was he was the orphan that he was photographed with Messi.
Hey, can I lay one other amazing stat that I picked up this morning, and I thought at some point here during the mini hours we're on the stream.
Yes.
It'll come up. That the goaltender for Cape Verde, remember, wasn't he the one where his mom finally made it to America so she could watch him play? Pretty sure. He now has more Instagram followers than Tom Brady.
Wow.
So that's the power of the World Cup on Fox.
Wait, how many Instagram followers does Brady have?
I don't know. I didn't dig into that part of it. All I know is he's now, in the sports world, he's at least number 2.
Let's see. Permission to look really quick? Let's see.
Could be further down the line.
I don't even know that I followed Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Is that funny or what?
I know.
Let's see. Oh, Tom Brady has 15.5 million followers.
Hey, back to the mystery cam, by the way. So Linda is saying, ladies and gentlemen, that is Missouri, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, good guess.
But Christine is saying, no, Pennsylvania. Outlaw Dynamo says Iowa. And Louie is saying, I feel like a New Hampshire is coming on.
And then a little farther, Little Philosophy also guessed Boston.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
Yeah. I'll go Vermont.
I just love that you are up to speed on multiple big cities. You anchored in Boston. You anchored in Nashville. You grew up in Buffalo.
Well, for
now you're in Phoenix.
But you've been to every state.
I'm trying.
So I'm not there yet. I got to take these kids on more road trips.
There are still a few cities that I haven't been to. Sheboygan.
Okay.
In Wisconsin. Oshkosh. Haven't been to Oshkosh. So I haven't been to St. Louis. And I only recently made it to Cincinnati, and I totally fell in love with Cincinnati. But anyway, I think I'm going to go...
What are you thinking?
I'll go with Outlaw Dynamo and say Iowa.
Iowa?
What about you?
How do you guys know that? It's Fairfield.
Oh. Let's go back and look.
Iowa.
Well, it just feels like Iowa. I mean, as I've driven around Iowa through, Des Moines and Cedar Rapids and some of those places, Ames, it just looks like that. It's just, there's trees everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not quite the rolling hills like you would see in Kentucky, for example, but kind of feels like Iowa. Anyway. All right. So
beautiful.
Speaking of what's on your phone, a little earlier today, Abby comes to me and says, hey, there's this great story. What do you think? People apparently judge you, whether you realize it or not, on what is on either your screensaver background on your phone. Like for me, I have the screensaver is the background in a fuzzy way when I open it up, and go to the apps. I don't have two separate ones.
Oh, you don't have two separate ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
that says something about you, I'm sure.
I
maybe?
think so.
I have two. Oh gosh. What's that saying about
Okay,
me?
let's go take a look here because we have them all, and let's start with yours, Des.
Oh, okay. So the one on the left is, I guess, my screensaver, or like when my phone is like off, or
Right.
whatever.
Your lock screen or whatever.
My lock screen. There
Yeah,
you go.
uh-huh.
And then when I open it up, it's kids.
Okay,
So
now let me
I don't
just
know what that says.
Let me see here. I have the study right in front of me. So, if it's family or kids, you're seen as somebody who puts your relationships first in your life, and you're viewed as family-oriented and sentimental.
Okay.
So,
I would agree.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here's mine.
What's yours? Oh.
There's Renee and me
I love that. Where'd
on
you
a
guys take
recent
that?
vacation. That was when we were in Switzerland.
Oh,
and so,
beautiful.
you know what? We took almost no pictures. And we're in the rental car and we're driving back to the airport in Frankfurt, Germany. And I said, we haven't really taken any pictures. So we just pulled over on the side of the highway, and it was really so beautiful
It's
everywhere
beautiful.
you go.
Yeah.
I
I know, right? You're like trying to live in the moment, but then you realize, wait, if we don't take any, pictures
Right?
from the time we're here, we need something to remember this trip by.
Now, you and I both know Big D pretty well.
Yes.
So, Dave, are you ready for us to debut your screensaver as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
You ready,
Okay.
Dave?
Knowing Dave, I got a feeling it's going to be family oriented.
too. I need
Here
some
we
kids.
go.
Oh,
look at this now. Hawaii, yes?
love that.
Yes, Hawaii.
When were you there?
Oh gosh, I believe it was. We've been a few times. We love
Okay.
Maui, and just the surrounding areas. So we've gone as a family. We've gone just my wife and I. Back when we were dating and engaged.
Yeah.
So
Now-
it's a really cool place for us, and a place that represents, zen and relaxation.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Would
So
you
that's from a
say,
family trip.
yeah, are those your kids, or did you get a couple of other random kids to stage that show?
No, I doubt that's them in the distance.
Well, it's a great shot, that's for sure.
That's
so
beautiful.
Here's what the rest of the survey says. I think this is so cool. So if you have a nature scene, which is more what we're looking at, you're interpreted as being somebody who's calm, outdoorsy, and loves to travel.
There you go.
If you have your
Dave
pets...
laughed at the calm part.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm that calm.
So if you have pets, you're believed to be warm and compassionate and fun-loving. If it's a favorite memory, which is also part of this with Dave, then you're seen as nostalgic, and you value experiences over possessions.
Oh.
So I think all of that is actually really true.
I know. I like this study.
I feel like a lot of this pop culture stuff is a bunch of nonsense. But that one, I really believe in, Des. I think it totally nails people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, you're right. I do. Right? Some surveys we question, I think.
Yeah.
We bring in the other side of it. But I'm going to agree with that one. I like those categories and what it says about folks.
Okay, so I cannot believe this actually happened this morning, but at 5:50 when Des is talking to Brooke from Tim and Brooke and KNIX, she was the first person in line. Did she ever say what time she got in line? Was it like 2 in the morning or something?
She didn't.
At
I know, because they don't open
Bojangles.
till they open at 5.
Yeah, I bet
So
you she got
was
there
in
like
line
2 a.m.
early. Yeah.
So this is what it looked like. She was so excited that a little bit of North Carolina has now returned to her hometown in Arizona.
I found your guys out here, and I'm like, ooh, can I hold the real mic? I got so excited. I'm at Bojangles. It's bow time. Oh, yeah, back up. Sorry, I'm new to this. It's the newest restaurant in Gilbert, Arizona. I was the first person in line, and I had the first biscuit here, and there's other people in line. The first 100 people get... Yes, I was. Number 1. That's my claim to fame. Some people want to win awards, whatever. I was the first person. And 100 people get a $100 gift card. First 100 people, as you can see here, they've got Bo-Berry biscuits. They've got potato rounds. They've got a chicken biscuit. They've got sausage, egg, and cheese. It's all about the biscuits. They're so delicious.
So let's ask you, Des. You sampled the biscuit. Are they really that good?
It was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had it when it was a little cold.
Oh.
But that's not their fault.
No.
It was just because we had work to do. But it was good. It's a nice soft biscuit, and they're making them fresh.
Yeah.
So it's not coming out of a frozen package, which is nice. They have a window there, and it was pretty good. It had blueberries and some drizzle
Let's
on top.
relive that magic.
Okay.
Hey, good morning, you guys. It's so loud in here. Everyone is so excited to be inside Bojangles here in Gilbert this morning. I was just interrupting Finley as she was placing her order. I said, what did you order?
I just got a Bo biscuit today and some Bo sauce for the sandwiches that they have.
Wait, you're going to not put your husband on blast on live TV?
I mean, I guess I should. He's standing over there in the corner and said, I need you to go get this for me.
He forgot to order the biscuit. I said, oh, no, not the biscuit.
Right? He's like, we need it. I've never actually been to one of these before because I'm Canadian. So he's like, it's open. We're going today. So here we are.
Oh, good. And I heard when you ask a cashier what time is it, they say,
it's Bo time. It's Bo time.
And when you ask, well, how do we do it? They say,
it's Bo time.
The Bojangles way. It's Bo time here. Christian, how excited are you?
We are beyond ecstatic to be here. We are so happy to bring that Southern flavor and the true Carolina legend to the greater Southwest.
Right, so we showed you before, this is what we left you off with. The ladies making those Bo berry biscuits, and here they are, you guys. So Christian, inside, we've got some bites of blueberry, and what on top?
It's just a phenomenal sweet icing, and the moment you take your first bite, you're never going back.
Okay, and let's go through some of the other items on the menu here that are really popular.
Absolutely. We've got our wonderful Bo's chicken biscuit here. It's our staple for our breakfast item, as well as those wonderful Bo potato rounds.
Is this breakfast here?
It's breakfast.
Ooh, okay, and then what else are we seeing?
Right here, we also have our chicken sandwich. It's a staple here at Bojangles, and I truly think it's going to be a local favorite here in the Phoenix market. With those pairs wonderfully with our wonderful seasoned fries.
Oh, and look at that biscuit.
Just can't go wrong.
That
with
looks so good.
Biscuit, again, baked every 20 minutes, and we love to show it off in that biscuit theater.
And then,
all right, so we're all jealous of you, Des. The bottom line is we're all jealous.
For you guys.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Where might I find it?
It's probably gone already.
In the
Ron.
bellies of my coworkers.
Yes. You wait 5 minutes here, and food will not survive in the building.
For sure.
Yeah, let's go check them out right on Velveston and Gilbert. We'll see you tomorrow.
Welcome back in for the noon. Hope everyone's having a great afternoon. Ty, you're
Hold
doing
on.
well?
I just have a lot of papers that I have to go through.
Oh, okay.
I got all my
Let's look
scripts
at
mixed
this
up.
one.
I got my 11 o'clock
Okay.
scripts mixed up with my noon script, so now I think we're good to go.
Okay. How about a peek outside?
Let's do it.
Flagstaff?
Take a look at this. We're starting to see some of those clouds move in and maybe even some rain. This is the Twin Arrows camera there at the casino looking to the east into Flagstaff, so you can see some of those dark clouds moving into the forecast area. We do have Crystal. She is on standby. She's going to be coming up in just a few minutes to talk about what we can expect for the rest of the day and through the week as well. Why is Crystal laughing at me? Why are you laughing?
Well, we discussed this right before, so it just got all jumbled. Looking to the west at East Flagstaff. We mixed it up earlier. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
A for effort.
A for effort.
A for effort. It's a Monday.
It is
it's okay.
definitely a Monday.
It's okay.
And it's feeling like a Monday, isn't it?
Big day tomorrow
It
in our
really
state.
is.
It is the primary election, so a lot of people have been getting ready for that. If you have not mailed in your mail-in ballot, don't do that.
Yes, they say you have to turn it in. You can drop it off at a voting location, a ballot drop box, or you can cast your vote in person tomorrow. And this year, there's a new option for those who already have an early ballot. Voters can bring it to a vote center. You can verify your identity right then and there, and then you can use an on-site tabulator.
Oh, so they'll count it right away.
They'll count it right away. So this
Okay.
means that early ballot will be included in election night results when they start to drop tomorrow at 8 p.m. So just make sure you do bring a valid form of ID.
So instead of having to fill it out again,
Yep, you can just
actually
put it in the
it
tabulator
counts
right
right
then and
away.
there.
Which a lot of people talked about that because they wanted to see it right away. Polls are open from 6 a.m. tomorrow to 7 p.m. That is July 21st, not today, tomorrow, with more than 230 locations across Maricopa County. Earlier today, we talked to political analyst Mike O'Neill about what he's watching as we head into the races, into primary day.
Give us your thoughts as you kind of look independent, Republican, where we lie as we head on in.
Yeah, well, look at basic numbers. We've got 28% of the electorate is Democratic. 35% is Republican. There's another 35% who are independent. You look at that and you say, well, we're a Republican state. That basically is true. Well, why are the Democrats winning? Because if you take that 35% Republican ballpark, 20% of that is MAGA, Trump loyalists. 15% is what I would call traditional conservative Republicans. We're talking people like John McCain, Jeff Flake, John Kyle. Okay, and a lot of those folks are somewhat reticent to vote for the more extreme MAGA candidate, which is exactly, so the MAGA faction is dominant. And by the way, it's 20 to 15. It's probably even wider than that in Republican primary voters. And you look at the commercials the people are running.
Right.
Everybody's trying to say, I'm endorsed more by Trump than you are. I'm more MAGA than you are.
Yeah,
that works
true.
great in the primary.
Right.
And it's deadly in November.
There you go.
All right, so of course those numbers will start to roll in right around 8 o'clock tomorrow. So we're going to have a special edition of Fox 10 with Mark Martinez and Ellen McNamara. They are going to be live as those results start to roll in for the primary tomorrow. We'll see if there's any big surprises, if there's any upsets.
Yeah,
kind of what's gonna
no
be
one's
happening
really
tomorrow.
expecting them, but that's why
You
they're
never
called
know.
surprises,
Right.
right? So before we head back to Crystal, we want to talk a little bit about the fire danger and everything that's been happening. Some good news for the Arizona wildfire season. The Arizona Department of Forestry, Fire Management lifted fire restrictions on state trust land. So the restrictions were lifted at 8 o'clock this morning. Department says recent rains and a decrease in fire activity allowed them to make the change. They also want to remind people wildfires, bless you,
Excuse
can
me?
still happen. Make sure you take precautions with campfires. Check the weather when you're using tools that could spark.
So we'll be watching that very carefully over the next couple of days.
Oh, it's
You
a
know,
Monday,
the other
guys.
big story that we are following here locally, and a lot of folks were very excited about this, is Bojangles. It is a North Carolina kind of fast food chicken restaurant opening up their brand new location here in the Valley. People lined up since last night to be some of the first people inside the doors this morning, including Brooke Hoover from KNIX. She's from North Carolina.
She was like one of the first people in
Yeah.
the door. But one of the most fantastic stories out of this. There was a gentleman in line. He was first.
Yes.
And there was a gentleman who was across the street at the 7-Eleven, and he said that was it 7-Eleven?
There was some sort of street closure or something on 202, so he was like over at the 7-Eleven.
Right.
And
so
saw this guy sitting in a lounge chair.
By himself at the Bojangles. So he went over and was like, "What are you doing?" And the guy's like, "I'm in line." He's like, "Should I be in line?" He's like, "You should be in line." And he waited with him, and I wonder if they're just going to be lifelong friends.
Yeah, they becoming friends over fried chicken.
Oh, that's cute. That should be there. They should have a bumper sticker.
Right. So Des was actually at Bojangles this morning, and so she has this report for us.
Hey, good evening, you guys. It is officially open. Bojangles right here on Val Vista in Gilbert. You can see that drive-through is busy today. And as we step inside, we're seeing the same thing, you guys. So this is what the inside of Bojangles looks like. It's been around for a very long time, coming to us from North Carolina. We're here with Christian. You're the regional director. Tell us about Bojangles. It's the first in Arizona.
It is the first of Arizona, the first of many. We're so excited to be here and bring that true Carolina legend to the greater Southwest. You got to come down and experience a Bowberry biscuit. There's nothing like it.
And that's what some of your team is very busy doing right now. This open window is pretty unique. You don't see this at every place you go to eat. So what are these ladies doing?
Phenomenal. These ladies are working hard. Again, like we said, there's nothing like that Bojangles biscuit, and we want you guys to see that show every single day. We're rocking biscuits every 20 minutes.
Oh. So you know what you're getting is fresh.
Absolutely.
I love that. All right, let's come over here. So this is the start of that process of the biscuit making. And then look at this, you guys. Those biscuits done right here. So what's in the biscuit?
That biscuit has some Bowberry bites with a wonderful dressing, and there's really, truly nothing like it.
That's so good. It looks delicious. And some popular menu items. What are we seeing?
Absolutely. Some of our most popular items here, you're going to have your Bo's chicken sandwich. That's breakfast go-to item for me. I've been a loyal fan with those Bo rounds. There's nothing like it. With those hash browns with a little bit of onion, they're phenomenal. And our lovely chicken sandwich, of course, you just can't beat it.
And the fries?
Phenomenal seasoned fries, correct. And they're made fresh every single order, so they're always hot and fresh and freshly seasoned.
You can't come from the South and not have Cajun seasoned fries, right?
Exactly. That's it.
Well, Christian, thank you so much, you guys. And not only the fries, look at all the drinks, right? You get your coffee, and breakfast starts at 5 a.m. and it runs all day, you guys. So come on in and grab your Bojangles. Get in line.
Okay, that looks really good. That Bowberry biscuit.
With a cup of coffee.
That does look good.
Mm-hmm.
Little philosophy, I love what you said. Becoming buddies at Bojangles.
That is cute,
should
too.
be their little moniker.
That's cute.
BBB.
I like that.
Becoming buddies at Bojangles.
I'm looking at the menu. They have 2 steak biscuits. This is their limited time, but they don't put prices on there. They've got Carolina Crunch Combo, which looks like some hash browns.
This is the breakfast menu,
This is
isn't it?
breakfast, yeah. But let's look at biscuit meals. Sausage Bowberry biscuit. I don't know why they're only giving me. Here's Cajun filet biscuit combo, 8-piece chicken meal. They have family meal.
Those fries looked good. And then, Crystal, you said that Des actually brought back, what were those nugget things called? Not the nuggets.
Oh, they were like hash brown kind of things.
Yeah.
Like these little thingies?
Bow somethings.
Okay, well, we
Bow
just saw
nuggets.
those. Well, they have salads.
Well, and?
With fried chicken on them.
Probably.
Carrots. But anyways, I tried the hash brown things. They were like little silver dollars. They were very good.
They have
kind
onion
of
in them,
oniony.
right?
Yeah, they were kind of oniony. But they were really good.
Yum, I like onion.
Also, sorry, like if
we were going to say, could you next time maybe pop in an Altoid?
You're just getting me back from last week when I had tuna right before.
Oh, that's very true.
Oh my god.
They have dirty rice. Oh, Botato rounds.
Yes, that's what I ate.
Yeah.
I was only gonna eat one, and then it was good, so I was like, oh, let me take a second one of those.
They also have mac and cheese.
Oh,
I
that
did look at the mac and cheese, and I decided to behave myself and not tap into that.
That
and
looks
the mashed
really
potatoes
good.
and gravy.
Oh,
They're green. They have green beans.
They have green
Oh,
beans.
All right. Well,
and Bojangles Cajun Pintos. I don't know what that is.
beans, I think, right? Pinto beans.
Pinto beans, but I'm saying like I don't know what they would be putting in there. Slow cooked, seasoned with a bold blend of seasoning. Yeah, I don't know, but
This segment brought to you by Bojangles.
I have a feeling. Well, they already said they'll be putting up
more.
other ones.
20, I think they said,
Yeah.
across the valley.
Yeah,
That's a
they'll
lot.
do
They're
well.
moving
They'll
into
do
the
well.
West. All right, Crystal, we just I spotted this and I wanted to show this. This is up at Snowball. Look at the rain coming down up there.
Beautiful. We're right back at it. We've got
We
storms
really are.
again up in the high country.
Wow.
The pattern just won't let us go.
I know. And then, okay, so we're going to move from there. And then this is looking to the
West from the east. From East Flagstaff.
From east of Flagstaff.
Along I-40, east
Okay.
of Flag. East of Flag, we're looking to. No, I'm getting mixed up.
Are you
We're
sure,
looking to the
Crystal?
west.
Are
Yes,
you sure?
we are looking towards East Flagstaff. Is what we are doing.
And we're starting to see that rain come
Yeah,
down.
earlier you could see the rain shafts like coming down.
Mhm.
Now it's kind of skipped to the other side of the mountain, so now it just looks super like dark gray
Yeah.
because it's raining on the other side of the mountain.
Look real quick. Look at the
Wow.
umbrellas. You can see the
Yeah.
rain coming down,
It's
hitting
coming
those
down good.
umbrellas. It's really come down at
Yep.
a pretty good clip up in the higher elevations.
Based off what I was seeing on radar, it looks like it's a good dumping. So I'm glad to see that it's moving because
Yes.
one of the issues that we had last week was that some of the cells in Flagstaff weren't really moving, and then we've got all the burn scars up there, so we ended up with some issues from like the museum and I think the Schultz and the pipeline and everything. So we like to see the storm cells
Yes.
move along. So there's that shot that you just had a second ago. I had it popped up as well, that Twin Arrows Casino cam. But this is what radar looks like with the storms that are moving through. And as expected, they're starting to fire up in the high country, like really right on cue. And the question, as it's been every day for like more than a week now, is will these storms make it down into the valley later tonight? So here's the tour of how things are currently setting up. Right now, the clouds have been clearing out of the valley. We had kind of a cloudier morning. And then we've got the storms that have developed in the high country. So there's the thunderstorm that we just saw from our shot up at Snowball. And that deep red is pretty much right over Snowball.
Wow.
So that's why it's coming down so hard. Some lightning as well for them, but there's no alerts right now, although I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they end up with like at least a flood advisory in the area if they keep getting storms there. Couple more like weaker showers up near parts of Apache and Navajo counties, Pinon, Indian Wells with some wet weather. And then down the Mugyan Rim, we're getting some really good storms too, in between like CBQ and Payson. You can see some of the stuff on along like the top of the range there. And then finally down into the White Mountains as well, we've got some thunderstorms. But again, no alerts yet. There is the potential today that some of these could turn strong to severe, meaning you'll end up with the severe thunderstorm warnings, potentially some hail or damaging winds would be possible. Here's the future cast, the timing of the rest of today. So the storms in the high country will continue in this manner through the early afternoon. This is at 2 p.m. Then at 6 p.m., this model shows originally the storm's kind of wrapping around the valley, not making its way through the valley. But if we get some stronger storms down south of the valley, we know how that works. You get the outflows from those storms, and those could pass through and give us some storm chances at night. So about a 30% chance that overnight and in the early morning hours, we could see some showers passing by. Now, when it comes to the total rain forecast for the next 7 days, yet again, the high country looks like it could get quite a few more rounds, especially today and tomorrow, but even later this week, which could bring us at another like 1-2+ inches of rain. The valley, more like pocketed potential for some heavier storms, but not like as much of a guarantee that we'll have that 1/2 inch to 1 inch that we really ended up seeing last week across the valley when it came to rain totals. So yeah, we're looking pretty busy still this week.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I know.
It really is.
Okay, monsoon.
Yeah,
No.
here we go.
Not letting us go.
We're going to take a break.
We'll be right
Enjoy
back.
that view there.
All right, welcome back, you guys. I want to show you this. This is kind of cool. Right now, happening in Madrid.
Wow.
The winners of the World Cup are coming back world champions, and the city of Madrid, they know how to throw a party.
Yes, they do. I don't think that anyone out on that street has gone to sleep.
No.
So the game that we watched yesterday afternoon was taking place around midnight, wrapping up around midnight in Spain. You can just imagine their excitement. So the team flew home right away.
They landed this morning.
They landed this morning. I don't think that they've even rested.
Can you imagine what it would be like to be on that plane? There's probably lots of bottles being popped.
Do you think that they got on the plane, had a little champagne, and then took a nap?
No, I think
or
there's
do you
too
think
much
that it was just like a
excitement.
rally?
They are just living on adrenaline and fun. But look at this aerial photo of Madrid. Look at all the people on both sides of the street there. I mean, this would be fun to be a part of this,
It
right?
really would. What is the plane ride to Madrid from?
They were in LA, right? No, they were in New York.
They were in New York. So that would be probably like, what, 8 hours?
8, 9 hours,
I'm going to say
yeah.
8. They probably didn't have to do all that, TSA stuff. They're like, you guys win. You go. We trust you. Wow, pretty incredible, though. Good for them. It was quite the game, and they scored that one goal, and I could not believe it.
Yeah. It took them long enough, though,
Yeah.
106 minutes to get that goal. So we're going to check in with our buddy,
Is it hot in Spain?
James.
Hey, James, one last time. One last time. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Go!
Hello, folks. How are we?
Good to see you. Hold on real quick. While you guys were talking about goal, that reminded me. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and they were talking about the announcer that actually did it for Telemundo. I forgot his name.
Let's look it up.
Look it up.
Andres Condor?
Yes.
Yeah, there
So
you go.
he did a 52-second long goal, which evidently was his record, and that was when, was it Curacao had made a goal?
It might have been Curacao, it might have been Capo Verde in Argentina. I don't
think
remember
they said
exactly
it was
the
Curacao
moment, but
because it was like he was so excited for Curacao because they hadn't, done anything. But
one of the small teams, yeah.
Who has that kind of lung power is what I want to know. Anita,
And I don't-
clearly.
He should have been a singer, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he could have done performances with Beyonce if he had that kind of lung
some
power.
sort of opera singer or something, right? Isn't that wild? Anyway, so James, this is so fun to watch Team Spain come home as champions.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you know anything about Spain, and particularly Madrid, people are throwing parties there normally anyway. They're sleeping during the day, they're going out at night. So you could convince me that this is just a Monday in Madrid in Spain. But obviously, the fans are stoked. This is only their second ever World Cup title. The last time they won was back in 2010. So Spain is kind of newly this giant European powerhouse with kind of some name recognition to them now when you have guys like Lamine Yamal, who you saw dancing it up there on top of the bus in the middle of this parade. I'm with you all, though. I have no idea how they got on this bus, got on these planes immediately. The match didn't even kick off. It probably kicked off just about 24 hours ago, and they're already back in their hometown from New York City and partying up in the streets of Madrid, which I think is insane. Their bodies have to be absolutely drained.
Okay, well,
And I'm
wait a minute.
tired, and I just watched the match.
Can I
So
just point out that
can't
they're all
imagine taking
like
a whole flight over and then
17.
getting the celebration started.
Yeah, but they're like 17 and 19. When we were that age, we were going strong too.
Yeah, we could have done it. Yeah,
I mean, we would go to class at 7:30 a.m. and then stay out all night. So maybe not the same as
for
playing.
yourself.
Oh, you did it. You did it.
I did do a study abroad in Spain, so you're dead right when you say that they know how to party.
Yeah, you get it. No, but this is, this was an incredible team throughout this World Cup. They only allowed one goal of the entire tournament. Argentina didn't even record a single shot on target, and they didn't even get their first shot in general to even try to get one on goal until extra time. So full 90 minutes, Argentina was hardly a threat, and for the full 90 minutes, Spain was just battering Argentina's defense and goalkeeper. It's shocking that they didn't end this game 5-0, 4-0. So for it to only be a 1-0 result, I mean, Spain absolutely deserved the trophy. They deserved the game. But you really probably expected a lot higher scoreline the way the game was played.
Yeah.
The defense was really amazing. Absolutely. But also that one goal, I was watching as he was able to get that in. And it was so interesting because everybody was just on one side, and he truly was at the right time at the right place.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't so much luck. There was some skill to it, too.
Yeah,
if you see the cross that came
yes, yeah.
in, Nico Williams, the guy that's got kind of the hair on the top of his head all bunched up in a bun, you see him strategically head the ball instead of going towards goal. He heads the ball into some open space, giving Ferran Torres, that goal scorer, the ability to come into that open space and just smash that ball right into the net. So there was a good bit of strategy in that moment, and that was exactly what Spain was doing all match long. They were trying to cross that ball in the middle. They knew their guys could win balls either in the air or, trying to do something with when the ball kind of hits the ground. So that was their strategy all along. It only worked once, but that once was good enough to get them to take the trophy home.
That is unbelievable. I have just kind of a random question. Where do they put the World Cup trophy? Is it on display at the stadium there in Spain so folks can actually go see it? Or where does it go?
That's a good question that I don't think I know the answer to, because I think that same trophy gets rotated around every World Cup. They always engrave it and put the team's name and their year, the World Cup year that they won. So I think Spain gets the big photo ops for it now. I think they hang on to it for like a year or two, and then come qualification, the trophy goes back to FIFA. FIFA reclaims it, and then they get it prepped to do the whole, nation or international tour of wherever they're going to host the World Cup next, and then preps it for the next team to take it home.
I want to ask you about that, the next one, but it says that the FIFA Museum in Zurich, Switzerland, permanently houses the original solid gold FIFA. So that's one thing. Okay, so the next World Cup is 2030.
2030, yep. And it will be another World Cup of its kind of unique kind here. USA, this World Cup, the one we just finished here, we were the first World Cup to have 3 host nations, of course, US, Canada, Mexico. And we were the largest World Cup, too. The first time we ever had 48 teams as opposed to 32 or 24. Now, coming up in 2030, there will be 6 different host nations across 3 different continents. You've got, I think it's Spain, Portugal, Morocco, and then you have 3 other nations down in South America, Paraguay, Uruguay, and I believe it's Argentina as well. And then I think they're still working out all the logistics, but they may say put the group stage in one part of the world, and then once the group stage finishes out and we go to the knockout rounds, then we'll finish that out in the next part of the world. There are also these conversations that FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino, is interested in expanding the World Cup out to 64 teams, which would make it, an even larger World Cup on a much larger scale. And the justification there was, 48 teams people were so nervous about because you would have a bunch of smaller nations, smaller teams who probably wouldn't have a good chance to win the World Cup. They're going to go and get eliminated by these major European powerhouses so early, and it's going to dilute the game a little bit. But that didn't happen. I mean, look at the story of Capo Verde, who put Argentina, played Argentina until the absolute last minute. You talked about Curacao having the ability to score some goals here. So I think they saw the success of the small teams in the 48 version, and they are considering whether that's a justification to expand out to 64.
Okay, so we're talking about expanding. We're talking about numbers. About 1.8 billion people worldwide tuned in to watch. We had 6.25 million fans attending matches in person, 20 billion video views across the digital platform. This is a World Cup like I think we've never seen before.
Yeah, I mean, Fox has been reporting record viewership for every single USA game, let alone the final and some of the matches between these big powerhouses, too. I can tell you locally here in the San Francisco Bay Area, where we had dozens of watch parties all over the place, the big watch party, like the official one for the World Cup, was down in San Jose, which is about a couple miles away from Santa Clara, Levi Stadium, the home of the 49ers, where we hosted 6 matches. They just reported today that of all the matches, all the World Cup watch parties that they hosted, it brought in nearly 1 million people. And this was a tiny little square where they were hosting these parties. I mean, no more than like a block and a half worth of space. And at times, particularly for the Mexico games, because there's a large Mexican population in San Jose, they have anywhere between 30 to 40,000 people packed in this small little tiny area. Yeah, the interest absolutely unmatched, unprecedented compared to previous World Cups. And the better that Team USA does, the better that Team Mexico does, or these pockets of populations that we have throughout the country, the more our country is going to tune in and actually enjoy this. So that's the real most exciting part and the most exciting thing that we can take away from the 2026 World Cup.
Okay, well, listen, don't be a stranger. Just because the cup is over
we're gonna miss you.
doesn't mean we can't Zoom and talk about other topics.
I'm not dying. I've still got other stories I'm doing out here.
You know
so
our number.
Call me whenever you want me. Call me whenever you need me.
You too. Call us when you have something.
I will make sure that Dave knows exactly what I'm doing every day, so you will know
We appreciate that.
what we can talk about.
Okay, you can Slack, email, text, however you want to do it. Thank you. It was great getting to know you.
Yeah, guys, this was awesome. Pleasure talking to you.
All right, have a great one. We'll see you soon. How about that?
Absolutely.
All right. How fun. I want to show this shot one more time because as quickly as that storm kind of moved in,
it moved out. Well,
it moved out. I mean, it's still some wet weather out
I'm
there.
just so used to seeing snowball with snow. I don't know
know
that I've ever seen it rainy like this.
It's kind of a nice change.
Yeah.
See that guy that's like brooming?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
I'm not sure what he's prepping for, but okay. Stay busy,
pushing
buddy.
the water away, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Huh. All right, so Crystal, we got one last check of the forecast out there because we're not over with this monsoon action this week, especially for folks up north.
Yeah, in fact, pop up my graphics again because I just want to show quickly there is that cell in Flagstaff that was on top of the mountain has started to run down the mountain, and National Weather Service just put out an alert. They haven't put a warning on or anything, but they have gusts of 40 miles per hour nickel-sized hail.
Nickel-sized hail. Wow.
Yeah, so I did look at the hail tracker, and indeed it is showing off some pretty good-sized hail that's running towards I-40. So hopefully people are staying safe that way as it's starting to drop down to the southwest because it's going to be trek in that direction, it looks like, as it moves forward. How much time do we have left?
We've got about a minute.
Oh, okay.
15.
Then I will also throw it out there that in the next few days it does look a little drier, particularly in the valley, and our temperature starts to climb. So the National Weather Service already has put this out.
Boy.
I'm just the messenger, but there's now an extreme heat watch in place. I know, because we're talking 110 plus again. Starts Thursday morning. They have it all the way through Monday. So your whole weekend is hot because of the heat-related illness risk, because of the fact that we will, again, be getting drier towards especially like Thursday, Friday. There's a low chance of some storms in the valley, but the better chance will be the high country. And then there is the look at your 10-day forecast. So we're at a 30% chance for some showers and storms this evening. That temperature at 105. And then you can see the climb to 110 by Thursday. Isolated storm chance on Friday at 112. And then we're at 113 Saturday and Sunday as well. So
it's weird seeing that 113.
I know, back in the forecast.
It's fine. It'll be gone before we know it.
Yeah, that's the mentality.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
July.
It's been working.
It's almost August,
It's not 120.
right? That is true.
I know, right?
I know, crazy.
Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
All right, have a great rest of your day. We'll leave you with that look of Snowball one more time.